with the update that's coming in February.
All right. Okay. So we've got more updates here with the next image we're showing. We're showing something like more like a quality of life change for the game.
Liebe Freunde des guten Geschmacks und herzlich willkommen bei einem
There's messy
so
stacks.
Here we have messy
bisschen
stacks.
holprigen Stream.
So it's something simple in the original one. All the units were sort of stacked on top of each other.
Ja, das funktioniert alles noch nicht so und leider findet der Stream halt statt, wenn er stattfindet.
This is showing we have different terrain heights.
So lange, damit ihr mich ein bisschen besser versteht. Ja, Slitherinhe-Restreame, Home of Wargamers. Ist mir sehr wichtig und darum ärgert mich das, dass das technisch jetzt alles ein bisschen holprig ist. Und wir sind jetzt hier zu Valor and Victory eingestiegen. Mal gucken, was das hier zu bieten hat. Da mache ich mal wieder den Ton lauter.
And then we've got mortar fire video as well, right? To show that's complete the set of new features.
Yeah. So units can now have mortars, which allows you to do.
Falls mit dem Ton irgendwas nicht stimmt oder so, sagt mir mal Bescheid.
Over and above what we used to do in the original game.
Weil das ist nach meinem ganzen Studioumbau hier alles noch ganz schön garklich.
As tournaments, and we'll get back to that in a moment. But all these maps we're showing for the new features are not really the maps I used to see in the main game. Are these new maps? What's happening?
So that's right. So anybody who has played the original game knows that the maps so far have been Normandy. So, we're quite excited to announce that there's a new DLC coming with this update in February.
Valor and Victory, or heißt es Victory and
it's a big DLC upgrade. We've got 12 new maps, 12 new scenarios, various maps from Stalingrad, very industrial, linked with kind of multi-level snow scenes.
Sehr cool.
It changes the gameplay because there's some kind of large factory areas where it's sort of battling internally. And alongside those 12 new scenarios, we have a whole new faction. So we have the Russian army and the whole swathe of units that kind of comes with that, both infantry and vehicles. So it's a big deal. It's almost the same size.
Ich habe früher ein Avalon Hill Game Company Brettspiel gespielt. Turning Point Stalingrad. Super geiles Brettspiel. Und ich habe immer gedacht, es ist eigentlich schade, dass Stalingrad so unterbesetzt ist, als reines Stalingrad-Szenario quasi jetzt bei Strategiespielen.
Valor and Victory is showing to have a very strong community of creators, with Steam Workshop and all the opportunities we've got that the game gives to create your own scenarios. There's quite a lot of movement around that.
Yeah. Yes, as you said, there's a game editor in there, and the new upgrade, the new update brings in new maps, new assets, new infantry. Kind of create new maps with. Steam Workshop's there, so there's got a few new levels there, and we're always looking for more people to drop their own kind of creations into there. So there's a good community sort of building up around Valor and Victory.
Yeah, and playing the game a lot, going back to the game a lot. I think it's a pretty addictive game because games are kind of short enough that you want to play more and more and more. And especially the multiplayer is so much fun. And we don't want to stop here. I mean, we have big plans for Valor and Victory going forwards. We really believe this game has a bright future. So, what is going to happen next? Can you give us a bit of a hint?
Yes. So, as you can see on the screen next to Marco, the guys at Yoga Games have got a license for
come on, say this
Count
name.
Grupa, Scherer, the Shield of Colm, which is it's quite a well-known ASL game. This is planned for May next year. This is going to be 15 scenarios. The original game comes with 2 huge maps. You can see the sort of The map there's a winter version of that as well, with sort of more destroyed buildings. It's kind of Eastern Front. There's the village of Kolm is the Germans have sort of taken it, surrounded by the Russians, and it's sort of fought out over there for sort of over 15 scenarios. And again, shout out to Xavier and Le Frantier for sort of making this happen, really, and sort of letting the guys at Yoba Games sort of work with this. So yeah, this is a really exciting one to put in. There's probably a lot of people who've sort of played this on the board game, so it's a chance of sort of doing it digitally now.
Yeah, and this is not the only thing you wanted to tell us, right?
No, and we have plans. We have an Arnhem DLC coming as well later in the year, so that's going to be sort of September,
Schönes War in the East.
So it's very much looking at ahead and making sure there is a constant stream of DLC, and with new DLC comes new assets. You can create new maps, create new scenarios.
Ob der Kamin immer so aussieht oder jetzt nur für den Stream?
What's the status with tournaments, Mark, right now?
We have a new tournament started about 5 minutes ago. So you were able to sign up, and it will start in about a week's time. So, if you've not played Valorant Victory, it's a good time to sort of try it out, and over Christmas, try the tournament and see how it plays. And interestingly, if you, especially if you sort of played it, we have a beta open at the moment for the new update and the new Stalingrad DLC as well. So again, you're going to have to be quick. There are only a few places before Christmas, so jump on that. If you sort of check out the Matrix game site, you'll sort of see the beta selection there.
Yeah, despite me saying all the time that I don't want these events to become commercial, stunts. There is actually currently a sale on the Matrix and Slitherinhe site. This is our holiday sale. That's traditional. We've been doing this for years now, from Thanksgiving to the first week of January. So if you go on the Matrix site, the games, you will probably find the game discounted. Well, for sure, find the game discounted there. So it's a good opportunity to grab it, play, and enjoy some multiplayer game. One of the cool things about tournaments is that you don't really have to be, top-notch player to enjoy them, because the system is actually going to put you against any one of your level as you progress. So it's not going to be like a Slaughterfest. If you enjoy playing the game, you just enjoy playing the game against someone else.
Yeah, I normally play the tournament games, and I'm crap at these kind of things. So if you link up with me, you'll know you've got a good chance of winning.
That's good. So that's your hope for winning at least one match in the one game in the tournament. Mark, thank you very much for joining us. I'll see you later for other things, for other very big things. So I'll see you later. Thanks for joining. And I think David's going to be back on stage for the last time today in a moment for some big announcements. So. Hopefully you're going to enjoy more announcements. The next game we're talking about is Battle Sector. Warhammer 40,000 Battle Sector has been, as Ian said, the biggest launch we've ever had in a company. And I don't say only biggest in terms of number of copies, but also in terms of number of platforms and how many the scope of the project and the overall investment in making a game that's really going to appeal to a lot of people. So I'm going to have David talk about where Battle Sector is and where it's going to go in the next few months. David, are you already there? Do you still need some time?
I am here, Marco.
Oh, fantastic! Oh, come on.
I went to read Ian's email, and it says about Christmas jumpers, and I found this.
You found this. Where did you find that?
Actually in the Games Workshop back lot,
Okay.
Warhammer down this
Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. I don't know how what the result is on camera, but I hope the camera guy is not is not being blinded by your sweatshirt. I was saying about Battle Sector being the biggest thing we've ever done. I think it's before we go into the game, I want to spend just a few words about Black Lab Games. And the best I already said during a recent tea time, Black Lab Games are an incredible team. They have been doing the most challenging things a developer could do, and I really want to give a big praise to them. David, can you join me in that? What would you like to add?
Oh yeah, we never asked them to do anything easy. It seems that all the things we ask from Black Lab are hard and challenging and need thought and care and love for the IPs they work with, and every single time they smash it clean out of the park into the river. They really are a delight to work with. And the thing is, I only get to speak to them like early morning because they're down in Perth, the second most remote city in the world. But still, it's a genuine pleasure.
Where are we with Battle Sector right now?
So, a patch came out 4 hours ago, which did not add a new faction. We are not that kind of people. But it did add a load of quality of life features, bug fixes, and also we started our new first tournament again at 10 o'clock this morning. So our first, the guys have integrated Slytherin's Battles tournament into the game. So there's live and asynchronous gameplay in Battle Sector. So if you're on PC, you could have signed up to the tournament. So all the PC games on Slytherin Store, GOG, Epic, and Windows Store are all, and Steam, are all powered with Slytherin's asynchronous tournament technology. So there's people in there ready to exterminate each other right now. And if you're on the console, then you've got live head-to-head multiplayer to go and blat each other as well. It's great stuff. And that's it. Just a few weeks ago, we also, not only did we come out all these platforms and Game Pass, we also added our first 2 DLCs, or 2 Elites DLCs, to round out the rosters for Blood Angels and for Tyranids. So kind of add basically 2 units for each one's basically really iconic units we weren't able to add to the base game, but really want to get in there.
There's quite a lot of people out there who know why we are here.
Yep.
Is there a hint somewhere about this new faction?
I don't know what you're talking about. No.
This new faction we're announcing.
Yes.
So do you want to tell us, or do we?
Pop the screen up. Let's see what.
All right, let's pop the screen up. And 3, 2, 1. Boop. Hey. Here we go.
No surprise of anybody. It's the Necrons.
Ja, Battle Sector ist auf jeden Fall auch auf der Liste. Macht einen sehr, sehr guten Eindruck, das Spiel.
Necrons. I think someone will be surprised, because when we sort of first thought about what was the next faction,
ist aber auch sowas von auf dem Zettel, das Game.
We had the Sisters of Battle in the game already, so it was going to be a low-hanging fruit to add the Sisters of Battle faction, but we went for the Necrons. So not as obvious as it could be. So the Necrons are coming to Battle Sector. When, how, what is it? What is it about?
So they're going to arrive early next year. They are a whole new faction. They have their own unique mechanics. They have their own play style. The endless march is coming to grind your face into the dust. There's 14 new units, including new leaders, new momentum mechanics, almost all of them with multiple loadouts. So seeing a few of the very pretty boys in front of us right now on the screens. They are from the lovely Zarakan dynasty of Necrons.
Are these screenshots, David? Are these screenshots?
They are screenshots straight from the game. They don't know pre-renders with Black Labs. This is just how the game looks. So yes, our lovely warriors of living metal with no souls but lots of desire to kill, which is pretty much perfect for the Warhammer universe, I think you'll agree. So they're all coming in with their own unique momentum mechanic that kind of rewards people stomping forward on an endless march. They're all made of living metal, and they have come with reanimation protocols as they would have on the tabletop, ready to either heal up wounds as if they didn't exist, or just come back from the dead, because who doesn't love zombie robots? They're great.
It's it's adding a whole new color to the game, right? You know, we were all
for
red.
the colorblind among us, this is a challenge, but yes.
You know, one of the things that, hey, but Bal is all red. What are we gonna do for screenshots? Now we've got some variation here. That's definitely for sure. And you know, one of the things about faction DLCs, you know, it's not only going to come with only the faction. So what is it that we're going to deliver with this DLC and alongside the DLC as a free update as well?
Yeah, so I just got to kind of for people who don't recognize the units on the screens there. You got some.
Yeah, let's go and look at these screens again to see the units. Let's glorify these screenshots. Let's go back to these.
warmes Bier trinken.
Yeah,
okay.
So
mein Motorrad hat heute gestreikt. Den ganzen Vormittag und Nachmittag habe ich damit zugebracht, mein Motorrad zu reparieren. Wenn es mal läuft, dann läuft es.
Warriors and Canoptech spiders coming to feast on your flesh and turn it into living metal, because who doesn't want to? But also Scorpec destroyers who are big wandering beasts who
Sag
just
mal eben,
want
ob
to
der Ton hier mit
things
Mikrofon und so und mit dem Film, ob das
very
gut ist.
strong non-native determinism. But also they will bring in lots of classic, iconic Necron units like Overlords, who will be your kind of natural HQ units, things like Triarch, Praetorians to protect them, along and Lich Guards, all these basically classic units of the Necron forces.
Righty. You look at these.
And importantly, this will come out next year, and it'll be in closed beta in January, and you can right now go to Slitherinhe.com community beta test and sign up for the beta for the Necrons beta test starting early in the next year.
So before you said you were jumping back to the units, we were saying what is coming along with this DLC and alongside this. So I think
schon, dass das ein richtig geiles Game ist.
So this is kind of the key bit. As you said, we were looking originally at Battle Sisters, and Battle Sisters are still coming. I will tell you now. But the problem with Battle Sisters is you can't really start fighting Blood Angels with them because it's not really what the lore has. Usually they're friends. And we wanted to bring our first faction something new.
Also Pathfinder ist das erste Video, was ich aufnehme. Ich wollte eigentlich am Sonntag anfangen, abgesehen von der Technik. Ich hatte am Samstag meine Boosterimpfung und Sonntag hat 39 Fieber den ganzen Tag und gestern ging es mir auch noch nicht so richtig gut. Ich merke es heute auch noch. Ja, wenn ich mich bewege, fange ich sofort brutal an zu schwitzen. Also ja, wenn es mal läuft, dann läuft's. Aber geht weiter, Pathfinder. Ich habe auch richtig Bock drauf, muss ich sagen. New Singleplayer-Campaign Teil. Das habe ich gar nicht gelesen. Ja, Broken Arrow, bin ich gespannt. Weiß ich auch gar nicht, was das ist.
Fight for each other and fight for resources or death or destruction or whichever you prefer. They don't really mind. So it'll be available with this update. It'll be free. If you have the Necron DLC, you can play as the Necrons. If you don't have the Necrons DLC, you can still play against the Necrons. They will happily murder you whether you own their DLC or not. And they're entirely fine.
So basically, to wrap it up and to make it clear, the Necrons DLC will feature the Necrons faction. And the single-player campaign is free to play if you own the main game, and you can play against the Necrons in the main game.
Yes, exactly.
Ist auch geil, dass er nicht so Moderationskarten in der Hand hat, sondern gleich so ein ganzes Buch.
You can start subscribing to the beta now, and you can also, and this is releasing early next year. So, are you thinking this is going to come up in Q1? Is it Q1, Q2? When do you think it's? What's your best guess?
My guess is we'll start beta testing very early in January once people get back from Christmas. I would expect Necrons to be available late Q1.
Guck mal, probieren wir es mal so.
So that makes it, that's making it a new Field of Glory game, potentially a new Panzer Corps game, a new Battle Sector game, and Distant Worlds 2, all coming in Q1 next year. So I don't think anyone's allowed to take any holiday in the first quarter of 2022.
You guys are going to be busy as well.
Yes. And well, considering what everyone else is releasing, Q1 2022 is probably going to be one of the busiest release time frames ever for video games industry. So it's going to be a challenge for sure. But anyway, David, thank you very much. I think that was your last sweater, right? So you don't have any more shirts or sweaters.
I couldn't find anything more in the drawer. So yeah, this is all I can bring to the party, Mark. I'm afraid. That's sad to say. There is nothing more.
That's great. You can pass the word to Mark and have a change address for the next one,
cool.
And we'll see what he comes up with.
Fürs Feedback.
I'll be very disappointed if he doesn't change any shirt. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for sharing all the news with us. It's been great to actually look into what we have in house for existing games, and it's not over yet. But in the meantime, I'll probably get back to the community lounge for a few minutes and drink some water. Be back here in just a few minutes. And thanks for following us so far.
Was machen wir denn jetzt?
Hello guys. Thank you very much, Marco. We're back for a second round. And before we continue, I just want to remember that all the DLCs announced are available for wish list on our store or on another store, the one you prefer. So it's time to get back to business.
Yeah, let's pick another.
Yeah,
I think this one will be about Battle Sector.
No, it's about Broken
Tabletop
Arrow.
auf Steam.
Okay.
Was muss ich mir denn da
Pre-order
vorstellen?
now for John Travolta DLC pack. Well, why not? Why not? Yeah.
It's a sponsor of the
John Travolta.
government.
Geht. John Travolta
like
DLC
very
Pack.
much.
Ja.
Let's go with another one. We only have 5 minutes, guys, so we have to run. And okay, it's a little bit creepy. If you like robots beep you into complete submission by turn 27, this game is for you. And about Warhammer Gladius.
Well, actually, if you like robots, why don't you are playing now Warhammer 40,000 Gladius?
Paolo.
It is full,
Guter
it's a
Mann.
planet full of robots and Xeno to be killed.
PM-Manager, ja. Das ist ein guter.
Okay, conscript about ICBM. A strange game. The only winning move is not to play.
This is a quote. This is not from his own. It's from Wargamer, the old War Games, the old movie about the guy that actually inspired me to become what I am now, the PR for Slitherinhe, because I saw the movie and they said.
Okay, another one about Warhammer Gladius. It's like Monopoly with guns.
Das habe ich nicht zugehört, Jazz.
It's just guns.
Only guns. Okay.
Hat er gesagt Monopoly with guns?
It's a sort of compliment. It's not a criticism because he's saying that. It's more straightforward.
Another one about Broken Arrow. I need a time machine so that I can just skip ahead to when this releases.
And this is a common,
aber es ist nicht immer so.
Für
einen Gamer gibt es nichts Schlimmeres, als auf ein Release zu warten, oder? Doch, es gibt was Schlimmeres, wer weiß es? Wenn der Release dann verkackt ist. Ich erinnere mich da an einige dunkle Releases von irgendwelchen MMOs, auf die man übelst gewartet hat und dann hat nichts funktioniert.
Also on Game Pass, so you have the Game Pass, there is no reason why you shouldn't play it immediately.
Yeah, and Broken Arrow, it's gonna be an amazing game, so guys, trust me, just try.
Keine Ahnung, was es ist, ne? Broken Arrow.
Keep waiting for, right.
Ein Broken Arrow ist, glaube ich, eine verlorene Atombombe. Kann das sein? Da gab es doch mal einen Film, Broken Arrow. Nee, Broken Arrow ist ein Notruf.
Yeah, especially multiplayer, because I tried to do some tournaments in multiplayer, and again,
also auf jeden Fall auch.
Very badly, so
Gab es nicht mal einen Film mit einer Atombombe, die verschwunden war?
Wer
weiß das?
Okay, this one is from Mobius about Battlestar Galactica. If you don't buy this game, the toasters win.
Yeah, the problem is, it's true. And they win also before the actual TV shows, because they win the first Civil Wars.
Another one about Gladius. Finally, a 4X game that does diplomacy perfectly.
Freut mich übrigens, dass wir so viele Zuschauer haben, ne? Ist nicht selbstverständlich nach der langen Sendepause hier auf dem Kanal.
For example, we could play co-op against another one, but there is no diplomacy in game, so you have just to destroy everything you meet.
Okay, this one is for you.
Und es ist auch nicht selbstverständlich, dass der Stream funktioniert.
Do you love TBS? Get it.
Yeah.
Do you love military history? Get it. Do you love your wife? Do not bite.
Well, I love my wife, but actually I played a lot. Actually, it was the last review I did as a journalist on IGN Italy, the review about the Field of Glory Ancient 2, because it's a game I really love.
Yeah, and sorry guys, we're running out of time, so the last one about Order of Battle.
Coole Idee übrigens hier mit den Kommentaren.
Like it. Fun to play at work. I played at work too. Yeah.
We also play, but don't tell Marco because he's our boss, so he could get angry. Don't tell him that we play at work, but actually we play every Slitherinhe games at work.
So guys, thank you very much. We are running out of time. I want to say another big thank you to the whole community for the support, and the sympathy you gave us back. And now the time has come. The things are about to get very serious, so let's get back to main stage. Thank you very much.
Auf geht's. Kommt jetzt Broken Arrow? Ich glaube, ne? War doch eingeblendet gewesen. Bin gespannt. Nee, Broken Arrow ist ein Notruf bei der US-Armee, was alle verfügbaren Luftstreitkräfte zu dem Funkenden ordert.
As you can see from the logo behind me, we're as Francesco said, we're getting serious because it's time to talk about Flashpoint campaigns. Now, Flashpoint campaigns is one of the longest-standing franchises in the wargaming history, and I have the pleasure to connect now with some of the longest-standing men in the wargaming industry, Robert Crandall. Hello, Rob.
How do I sound?
You sound very good. You sound very good. So great to see you, Rob.
I have a very festive shirt on, Marco. It's got a beautiful white and red logo for the season.
It's perfectly. You got my note, so it makes a lot of sense. So on target simulation, Rob. You are the. I keep forgetting what's your role in on target simulation. Is it like lead designer, founder, boss? What is it you do? Everything?
We do everything. I founded it 20 odd years ago. Recruited an amazing team over the years, and the reason it went 20 and counting is basically because. I shared out creative control. And so when we meet every week, we're partners and we discuss things as equals, and we have a hoot. It's a lot of fun. The game's gotten a lot better because of it. And we're just started. We're going to do this a long time.
It's been a long-standing franchise, but many of the people who are watching us today don't really know anything about Flashpoint campaigns. Maybe it's the first time they hear about it. So we have prepared a 2-minute video to sort of frame what Southern Storm, the upcoming release in the Flashpoint campaign series, is about. And then we'll be back talking
Aktuell
about
ist das, glaube ich, ein fiktives Szenario, ne? Am Fulda Gap oder so.
Flashpoint Campaign Southern Storm is an asynchronous We Go Turns wargame set in the 1980s Cold War era. You command a battalion force on large hex-based maps covering areas of southern Germany. The game features 25 scenarios and 4 detailed campaigns with forces ranging from the US, France, Canada, West Germany, Soviet Union, East Germany, and Czechoslovakia. You are in charge of hundreds of meticulously researched platforms and weapons, detailed orders of battle, realistic modeling of modern combat, including armor, infantry, helicopters, air power, and chemical and nuclear weapons.
Krass.
Terrain and weather conditions also play a significant part in your strategy, with real-world weather sourced from official real regional data. The user interface is designed to give a deep, immersive gaming experience. It allows you to design your own UI layout over multiple screens, extra-wide displays, or single monitors. Many panels are dockable, and their positions are saved for future games. Map and counter colors are fully customizable to better read markers and counters. A comprehensive unit dashboard allows you to review and edit waypoint
Kann man
orders,
eigentlich auch mal auf die
view the
Liste
status
packen,
of
ne?
every
Ich finde, das
unit
sieht
and
richtig gut
subunit,
aus.
as
Ich habe
well
das
as a
alte
wealth
zwar auf
of
der
other
Platte, aber
detailed information.
hab's nie viel
Units
gespielt.
parameters such as readiness, ammo level, morale, and overall capability
Vielleicht
are
ändert man das
constantly
mal.
kept under control through the use of the status icons. These icons are both color and shape defined for quick recognition. The built-in game editors allow you to create or modify scenarios and campaigns on any game map. Editing tools provide a means to craft battle plans to add to scenarios to tailor the direction of the AI. Designed to be mod-friendly, the game allows you to edit or create game data, add new art, and new sounds. The Flashpoint Campaign's game system is used as a training and analytical software in professional defense environments. Southern Storm is its latest, most advanced commercial iteration.
This is a Flashpoint Campaign Southern Storm. I'm super excited about this game. It's been long in development, Rob. How long have you been developing this game?
5 years, Marco. Before that, we had a game, Red Storm Campaigns, and that was 10 years. And then before that was Flashpoint Germany. We'll just keep doing it until we get it right.
I think you're doing very well, Rob. I think you're doing very, very well. I remember the previous Flashpoint campaigns released with the first command, you know, just maybe a few months later, the first command. And we're here to talk about the next one now, which is, we're going to tell a bit more about that later, which is imminent. You know, can you tell us, you know, about Southern Storm? You know, what is it that you're trying to achieve with this game, and you know, in the overall scheme of things, you know, where you come from, where you want it to be when it releases.
Ich dachte, du hättest noch gar nicht geantwortet.
The premise of the game is that there was a NATO Warsaw Pact confrontation in the summer of 1989. And this would have been a high-speed, go-for-broke
Aber das ist jetzt nicht Tabletop Simulator oder so, ne?
Just bang, just hits. No prizes for second place. It's got everything. Everything they could throw in on each side would be fighting here. And you are in charge of 3,000 to 5,000 men on one side or the other.
Nennt sich Gloomhaven, Entschuldigung.
Trying to do your part.
Oh Mann. Ja, gucke ich mir mal an, auf jeden Fall.
Most people, I would say, have a good sense of how World War II worked, and you know, tanks, aircraft, artillery, the interrelationships. But by 1989, a whole lot more had changed. And a lot of people don't have a sense for the capabilities of more modern equipment. So a big design challenge was to start from a World War II-ish start, but then really bring in a usable and comprehensible way how to do modern war. And it gets tricky. Even though we held it at 1989, so you don't really get the battlefield computer revolution happening yet. There's still lots of it. And really very, very powerful things are happening that will be new to players. Kind of what you're seeing in
das Interface sieht sehr aufgeräumt und frisch aus, ne, finde ich. Also gerade für so ein Wargame.
Okay, why is a tank so much more lethal now? Why is this one shot and you're dead business happening now? And a variety of things. How to read the map, you know, how to figure out what your units are capable of. All these things so you can explore. To start, though, it's a very simple game. You have units on the map, you click on them, you give them orders, you wait and see what happens. It's as you play and start to unravel, okay, well, why did this happen?
Ist das in Echtzeit? Also pausierbare Echtzeit oder ist das rundenbasiert? Ich weiß es jetzt gerade gar nicht.
And examining the encyclopedia and stuff, things like that, to see what's really going on.
Grüß dich, schön, dass du einschaltest. Nein, kein Tabletop-Simulator. Also wenn du mal bei Steam gucken willst, ich glaube, das Game ist was für dich. Ich gucke es mal auf jeden Fall, oder ich gucke jetzt direkt mal. Das ist jetzt blasphemisch.
Despite appearances. But you can customize all kinds of things about the map and your unit counters and pull up all these information reports. It supports high DPI monitors, it supports multiple monitors. So you can drag a lot of those reports off to monitor 2 and then leave them up, and they update live as you go along. All kinds of things like that to make it accessible or a little easier to play. These videos tend to show everything happening all at
gute
once.
Bewertung, ne?
It's not really that
Sehr positiv, wow.
If you're just starting.
Ja, kommt auf die Liste.
This is all detail you bring in later as you
Liste wird immer länger.
as you're ready for it.
I've seen a lot of people playing with 2 monitors, really, you know, one
mein Lieber, geht's dir gut?
One with all the windows open.
Schön, dass du einschaltest.
What kind of information they need to display at that point, and I think that's what works best.
Mein Hund schläft, das ist gut.
People play games very differently. You can talk to 10 wargamers about what style of counter they like and get 11 answers. So we said, well, we can't just have one. So we have a bunch.
So here we're seeing what's happening on the map, right? This is more like a map-specific video where we're showing, outside of the different windows and reports, what's happening on the map.
Das ist die Waffenreichweite, da die Kreise, ne?
For a moment.
Schöner Stil, finde ich, diese Kreise mit den Farben. Hat sowas von dem Stift, den du auf der Karte zeichnest, ne?
Understanding how the terrain works for or against you. And so we put a host of tools in to help you visualize that.
Voll wichtig.
The base map is just a top-down view, and you can pick out the rivers and the towns and the
line of sight.
Line of sight works in 3D, and so a lot of these displays here are for ground, 3D line of sight, air search radars.
Was heißen die
If
Zahlen?
In a helicopter, you're up an extra 10 or 20 meters. What can you see from there? If you're setting up a good position for either the attack or the defense, you need to understand what can be seen and what can't be. So all of those tools are thrown in for when
Line of Sight auch eigentlich das wichtigste Ding irgendwie in solchen Spielen, ne? Dass das gut gemacht ist, sowohl im Verständnis als auch in der technischen Umsetzung.
Visibility. This particular screen's the Maku, where it highlights where the high-speed areas are. Those are in gray, and the orange and red areas are much slower, difficult areas to traverse. Significance of that is that, if you're attacking, you want the high-speed areas. If you're defending, you want to be parked in the low-speed areas, overlooking the high-speed areas. Set up traps and ambushes.
Liste verlängern. Aber das bist nicht nur du. Also sowohl die Wunschliste als auch die Liste der Spiele, die ich besitze, ist exorbitant groß. Ich bin, glaube ich, so eine Art Spiele-Messi.
Little fit and finish issues like that are something we spend a lot of time playing with.
Ne, ich guck's mir auf jeden Fall an. Das sieht echt gut aus.
I think.
Yeah, this is the counters, the counters thing. Yeah, the counters thing you were referring to. Having different colors of counters and having different, types of counters. Is it NATO counters? Is it like, what you want to display in the counters and such? It's just an incredible amount of variety there. And one of the cool things about.
Ich hatte erst Bier kalt gestellt. Ich habe nie mal warmes Bier hier für den Stream. Das klappt einfach gar nicht.
It's a game that happens. As a WeGo game, and I always found, as a marketing person, found very hard to explain to the wider audience what a WeGo system is. So because we have a video about
Valor and Victory und hier
you might
das Game,
want to take that opportunity to explain the ground
Komm auf jeden Fall auf die Liste.
Concept behind a WeGo game.
Sure thing.
Ist das, oder ist es gar nicht Broken Arrow? Ja, das ist blöd.
WeGo itself
war das Flashpoint.
The game clock stops. Each player puts in their orders, and then you start the clock and you watch the action unfold. So both sides are moving at once during turn resolution. Now that's the core of it. What gets more interesting is that you can put in, say, an hour's worth of orders, even though you only have a 20-minute turn. And those orders will be remembered. And the unit, until it's ordered otherwise, will continue to execute on them. So you can set up quite a plan, hit go, and everything just then runs on its own until they run out of orders.
Achso, in 20 Minuten, ne? Das ist ja englische Zeit.
Is that the turn lengths for each side aren't necessarily the same length. Most games, of course, they are. You move all your pieces, they stop, take turns doing things. With us, it's simultaneous movement.
Leute, wir haben jetzt 5 Zuschauer hier auf dem Kanal und bei Matrix Games haben sie nur 6. Ich danke euch. Freut mich wirklich sehr.
Their turn length can stretch out. It's called an OODA loop.
Oder? Fühlt sich doch gut an.
You have to balance that as a commander. I could launch a desperate attack right down the center, but my forces are getting really punished doing it. And if their readiness falls too far, my command cycle, my next turn, may be 45 minutes in the future instead of just 10 or 15 or 20. And you have to weigh that. And by resting your forces, you can shorten up your turn length again. So there's this
auch schön,
dilemma,
den Mausfall, ja, auch schön hier mit dem
Wappen.
Wappen.
Really interesting to try and play and pull off a successful battle.
So, da stehe ich ja total drauf auf sowas, ne?
I guess that,
deswegen mochte ich die Hearts of Iron 3 Mod auch so gerne, die Black Ice Mod, weil da die ganzen Wappen von den Divisionen dabei waren und so. Geht natürlich jetzt nicht mehr, ne? Das Game ging aber auf dem alten PC schon nicht mehr. Das war nie richtig stabil, ne? Doof.
This final piece here is group movement. He alt-clicked on the headquarters unit. 3 other subordinates were also selected. He lays out a movement path, and then all of those units will follow it intelligently and in the correct order, and so on, and then spread out at the end again into a defensive position. That to help get people going again.
Sind doch gute Counter,
Most
ne?
games have 40, 50 units aside, which can be a lot when it's so data intensive. But by just commanding the headquarters like this, you can speed things up a lot.
Rob, I guess that it's time to spill the beans and tell us when the game is going to release now. Well, tell us something that's different from when it's done.
Oh my
Flashpoint Campaigns war das, nicht Broken Arrow.
We are working extremely intensively on it. The more intense we get, the more things we find that still need adjusting. The good news is it went into beta a month ago. The new guys are really having a good time with it. They like it. There's a lot more to it than they expected. And they find the computer player is giving them a good run for the money. They are finding some things.
Das ist ein cooler Typ, oder nicht? Der ist mir mega sympathisch.
So we're looking at the second quarter, and probably towards the end of the second quarter of this year, or I'm sorry, of next year. But yeah, if you just have to have your fix, we'll be looking for beta testers, I'm sure, between then and now.
That's great. So subscribe to beta, go on matrixgames.com/beta and subscribe to the beta. That's another one. Another opportunity we give you today to play games in advance. Thank you very much, Rob, for joining us today, for giving us a hint of what Flashpoint campaign Southern Storm will be. I'm pretty sure that a lot of people out there
Damit ich meinen Kugelschreiber nicht mehr
waiting for
verlege.
this moment
Cool,
for a long time. So thank you for joining us
Nur hilft es nicht bei meinem
from Canada,
Platzproblem, was ich
across
habe.
the pond. And well, I'm sure we'll be having you back in the near future to talk more about Flashpoint campaigns.
Thank you, Marco.
Guys, I think this is, I mean, Flashpoint campaigns, remember, this is one of the games that are being used professionally, both by the Ministry of Defense in UK and the Marine Corps in the US. So it's kind of, you see the complexity and you see why the complexity is so deep, and it's such an important
Nehmen wir mal die GZ-Rechnung als Schmierzettel.
But don't feel, put out. It's a game that's really fun to play. So make sure you give it a try or give a look at some of the videos online. There's quite a lot of Flashpoint campaign stuff because you'll be surprised. Right, so before we move to the sort of even more interesting part, if anything, this was partially due to the fact that, what we've talked about so far was about already released game or stuff that we already announced. We're moving to unannounced things in a few minutes. Before we get to that, I'll get to drink some water. We're going back to Community Lounge for a few minutes, where Alberto and Julia will be doing some community interaction, and we'll be back soon.
Oh Gott, das mit dem Kabel ist ja voll unpraktisch. Ich robbe mir hier meine Tasten von der Tastatur raus, ey. So Leute,
Hello. Hi guys. How are you? Are you enjoying?
Yeah, we are enjoying, but my beer is very warm. I don't like.
You already know him, I guess.
Ich trinke so fancy craft beer.
We have finally started this
Schmeckt sehr malzig.
We have
Eigentlich
for it,
ganz lecker, aber irgendwann hat man auch die Schnauze voll von. Vor allem, wenn es warm ist, nicht cool.
Really much. Or well, we are reading your comments and it seems so. So we hope that you are enjoying really as it seems. For example, MD1762004 at the first beginning of the show said that the music make it epic. Do you agree?
if I remember correctly, one compared to the Jurassic Park music,
Yeah.
which I personally agree.
It was more Dante who said, reminds me of Jurassic Park.
Yeah, more
Yes.
Dante, by the way, is Marco's #1 fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are so many familiar faces in the community, as well as many new faces. We're really happy
Yes.
to have you here today, guys.
Yeah, and Pocus FR also said Marco is a Christmas bonus. And
Yeah,
so
he is.
maybe he's a new fan of Marco.
Hello, Pocus.
Yeah, go. And we had other interesting comments at the beginning. For example, Good Wargamers will tell a story within the context of the battles. We were talking about the story.
Yeah, storyline is important in wargaming and strategy
Yes.
games in general, I think. For instance, the Decisive campaign series does it really well.
Yeah.
Battlestar Galactica Deadlock does it really well, so super important.
Yeah. But speaking again about music, I read an interesting comment regarding Starship Troopers.
Yes.
It was made by a coin's
Leo, willst du
name,
mal meinen Zuschauern Hallo sagen?
and
Komm
he
mal her.
said, audio is something
Leo,
that
sagt euch
makes
mal
or
Hallo.
breaks
Komm
a
mal her.
game for me. It can be the most beautiful game ever, but if it doesn't
Danke.
have great music or impactful sounds, that takes it down a couple notches. Do you
I
agree?
completely agree.
Yeah. Me too.
Audio and sound and music really makes a game. So many classics from the 90s or the 2000s have such great soundtracks. I'm thinking, for instance, I don't know, Monkey Island, Wing Commander, stuff like that. Some of our games as well, for instance, as I already mentioned, Battlestar Galactica Deadlock, as a fantastic soundtrack from Ash Gibson Grigg. The Starship Troopers soundtrack will be amazing, as you've already seen, and that's why we wanted to show it to you guys today, because we're pretty confident it will be amazing.
Yeah. And then we get to Panzer Corps 2.
Yes.
For example, B. Whitley said the Spanish Civil War was fun, but it was annoying using the old tech.
Was I'm your holiday?
Well, I mean, it comes down to taste, I think. The Spanish Civil War DLC is set before World War II, as well as all the other mini DLCs. So you get to use original units from the era, from the late 30s. It's really a different technology set. It's personally, I love it, and so many others love it, but it comes down to taste. It's subjective.
But also Satarello said that it's going to be an epic DLC.
Yeah,
so
I'm pretty sure it will be.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm
first
sure
time Panzer Corps goes to the Pacific, it's going to be amazing.
Yes, I think so. Then we came to Valor and Victory. Yes, and we have other amazing comments, like Lone Striker, who says, okay, this is making the game interesting.
Yeah.
And then Lancer 34 said, looks like a lighter version of Lock and Load Tactical, but the game does look good.
Yeah, I agree.
We
agree.
You
know, as far as war games go, Valor Victory does a really great job there. It has an innovative design, and it's very slick in general, so great job, Dads.
Yeah, yes. And then Battle Sector.
Yes. My favorite.
Yeah,
well,
Necros has
really
joined.
It,
yeah, me too. I just joined Slitherinhe, but I love Battle Sector 2, and I'm so happy that Necrons joined the battle. Finally, we have them, and we have other amazing comments that makes us sure that also our followers are loving them. For example, I'm going to search an interesting one. Heli Humper 117 said, "For the Emperor."
Of course.
Of course.
Well, I mean, the Necrons aren't really for the Emperor, but yeah, why not?
And then Jika Badoon says, "Now that's a jumper found in a tomb world somewhere."
Yeah. I agree.
We agree. We don't know where that jumper comes from. Then we also have other comics. For example, it's obvious due to Sororitas ITM, mostly against Necrons, plus 9th edition, opening with Sororitas and Primaris versus Necrons. So Sororitas versus Necrons was to be expected.
Yeah, I mean, as people already know, we already have some sister battle units. But, you know, to be honest, our opinion was that we needed a third faction that isn't Imperium-based, because right now the only opponent is the Tyranids. So we wanted someone outside of the Imperium, someone that cool face, the Blood Angels.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Then we have Oxygadur saying, looking good indeed, in fact. Satarel again.
Ooh.
They are looking like 3D models of the board table.
Yeah, agree. I mean, they're based on them, so off them.
Yes. Then we went on, and some of our follower is complaining because he will not have holidays. Campaign Series Legion is saying no holidays for me. I'm sorry. My sweater maybe is not so appropriate in this case. Sorry. Then we had so many comments about Broken Arrow.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Guys, you have to wait till 5:30, but we will speak about it.
Yeah, we have a lot of comments. So don't go anywhere.
No, don't go anywhere. For example, Jarv Melia said, Broken Arrow boy. Eto Vutia said, Broken Arrow. And then Necrosmas. Let's go, Broken Arrow gameplay hype. Wild Hacks. Go show gameplay Broken Arrow.
Geh doch mal bei denen auf den Stream und macht einen coolen Spruch, dass ihr hier genannt werdet.
But so we have so many excitement about this game, so we are really happy. But also we have spoken about Distant World 2.
Yeah.
We have a release date finally.
Yeah.
And for
people have been waiting for it for years now, so they can't wait.
No, in fact, Paul the Wolf said, Distant World release date, yes. Or, one of our followers said that Marco has mastered teletransportation because at the beginning he changed room. So good job, Marco. And then Panthom says that he is going to book 2 weeks of work for Distant World release. I think
that's real dedication.
Yeah.
I applaud that.
Yeah.
Maybe your boss won't, but
we don't know that. So we are.
Da feiern die Entwickler das auch noch ab, dass Leute das dafür Urlaub nehmen. Ne?
Well, I got the Necros one instead.
Yes.
Nachvollziehbar, aber naja.
Starship Troopers, because we have also other comments.
Oder habt ihr euch schon mal Urlaub genommen zum Zocken? Bestimmt, oder?
One we already mentioned about the
Ein großer Release-Einstand?
For example, I wonder how no, sorry, this was a bad comment about the video, so I can't report it. Sorry. For example. It's nice when you know people who also love the IP are working on it, but put that TLC into something to make it as special as it should be.
Yeah, I think they're referring to Lucas wearing the mobile
uniform.
Infantry uniform and armor.
Yeah. Yes.
He really looks great in it.
Yes, pretty cool. Wow. And but what are your thoughts about the games that we have already seen? I'm curious.
Well, it's so positive. I love it. I'm really eager to see what 2022 brings to us.
Yes.
We have seen so much awesome and cool stuff today, so it's kind of overwhelming, really. And we're not even there yet because we have even bigger announcements to come. So
yes, and we are so excited.
Yeah.
Not only for Broken Arrow, we have many other big announcements. And so you have to stay there. Joke83 says that Fireplace is out of control.
Yeah,
I don't know
it kind of is. To be honest, it's super hot here.
Yeah, it's really hot, but I assure you that it's
Liegt vielleicht an dem Kamin hinter euch.
Don't worry for us.
Sieht aber gut aus.
Oh, and Lanster34 is saying, damn, that is a lot of games. Yes. It's a lot of games, we know. Thank you.
Draconios. I salute you.
And one of our followers is saying about, I think, Flashpoint.
Das war alles so ein bisschen spontan.
So I can finally talk about
wegen dem Event halt, ja. Und Paolo hatte mich darauf hingewiesen und gefragt, ob ich es restreame. Dann war ich jetzt noch krank gewesen wegen hier.
Thank you.
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
Sieht man das jetzt? Ich bin geimpft worden. Also geboostert.
Oh, someone is saying,
Call wie Boosterman. Und lag halt jetzt in 2 Tagen flach und dann war mein Motorrad noch kaputt. Von daher war das jetzt alles so ein bisschen ad hoc. Aber schön, dass du da bist. Ich hoffe, dir geht's gut.
It's been burning all afternoon, so it's really hot now.
Yes.
It's really hot now.
I don't know. Can you say something about the Necrons that
Geht
we
voll
don't
kaputt,
know,
das
for
ist echt
example,
gut.
that they didn't talk about?
Well, if I say too much, Games Workshop would kill me, so I'd rather really not to. But there are some really
Jetzt habe ich nicht zugehört vor lauter Laber.
We only shown a few today because the models are being worked on right now, and we can't wait to show you more of the Necrons as soon as we come back in January.
Yes.
Probably
Was, dass ich
in
krank bin,
January,
oder was?
as well as the new campaign mode.
Oder dass es so ad hoc
put
ist.
The two
Oder was?
things go well together because you can't play as the Necrons in the new campaign mode.
Okay. Spontanität, okay.
You don't need to own the Necrons to play the new campaign though. So that's not needed. But of course, if you want more diversity, if you want more variety, if you want to be able to lead the Necrons into battle, yeah, you need to.
Ja, ich bin froh, dass ich das hier jetzt habe ich nicht zugehört. Ich bin froh, dass ich das hier alles zum Laufen gebracht habe. Ich baue ja hier mein ganzes Setup um und funktioniert alles nicht so, wie ich mir das vorgestellt habe.
Many other announcements, and we will also come back later. Yes. So you will see us again if you enjoyed this little part. And so, what can we say?
See you later.
See you later, guys.
Und er ist froh, dass er vom Kamin wegkommt.
Of our Live Plus Winter Edition. Bye.
Bye bye.
So, warte. Was kommt jetzt? Live Plus? Ja, Was sind das für Geräusche? Ah, okay. Ja, ich muss immer aufpassen, dass der Hund da nicht irgendwas zerstört. Oh, was geht jetzt? Ist das Broken Arrow jetzt? Ah, da ist er. Oh, Teufel spricht. Oh, das Geräusch darf ich nicht machen, weil das mache ich immer, wenn mein Hund was zu essen kriegt. Das weil er gleich guckt so, gibt's was zu essen? Various. Ja, was ist das denn jetzt? Multiplayer in Multistation. Oh, Alter, was geht? Was passiert denn hier gerade? Ich werde ganz feucht im Schritt. Ist das eine U-Boot-Simulation? Oh, ein Kreuzfahrer. Drohne, ein Predator. Ja, Leute, was passiert hier jetzt gerade? Ist das auch schon Ingame-Grafik oder was? Ja, da muss man ein bisschen aufpassen. Das darf man nicht machen, den Hund zu triggern. Ne? Das erzieherische Maßnahmen dann konterkariert sozusagen. Jesus Christus, was passiert denn hier gerade? Detailed Damage Simulation. Was? Da kommt jetzt nicht ein U-Boot-Simulator von Slitherinhe raus, oder? Steige ich auf Schnaps um. Aber hier, Draconius machen wir auf jeden Fall, ne? So Weihnachten zwischen den Jahren. An meinem Geburtstag und so. An meinem Geburtstag weiß ich noch nicht, vielleicht kommt da ja doch noch ein Kumpel rum oder so. Aber Weihnachten bin ich wahrscheinlich eher alleine. sieht auch ganz geil aus, ja. Also ist jetzt keine, also wenn das Ingame-Grafik ist jetzt keine AAA-Grafik, sag ich mal halt, ja. Aber für ein Slitherinhe-Game wäre das ein Quantensprung. Und so wie die, guck doch mal mit den Reflexionen da und so, auch wie die Schiffe so im Wasser liegen. Modern Naval Warfare coming soon. Ist das ein Strategiespiel? So, jetzt hau mal einen raus.
Big was going to come and it's just the beginning. Modern Naval Warfare now officially announced. I'm here with Yanis and Dimitris Maslarinos, aka the Maslas Bros.
Exactly.
The creators of this wonderful simulation. Yanis, Dimitris, welcome to our stage. Well, we haven't had the opportunity to have British people here, but you're luckily European.
Ach übrigens, wer da ist, wärmstens zu empfehlen. Ich mache da noch ein Video. Ich habe Fotos und Videos gemacht und so. Sobald ich hier arbeiten kann, wieder mache ich ein Video. Guck dir wer da an. Krass. Einfach nur krass. Noch nie sowas gesehen.
Guys, you know, this trailer looks amazing. Every time we watch it, we see like how great an experience is trying to create. But can you tell us, you know, first of all, what is modern naval warfare?
Modern naval warfare is hardcore submarine simulation, at first, at least. Probably we expand it in the future. And we aim to simulate as much as possible the operation of a modern submarine in the world of the 21st century.
So.
Submarine simulations we haven't seen for a quite long time now. So it's been a long time since we had anything like that.
Yeah, something like 70 years.
Das ist dann noch ein Multiplayer, hab ich richtig verstanden, ne? So Multicrew-mäßig.
But you know, I think that you know what you're trying to create is not only a submarine simulator here. You know, you know, we've seen from the trailer there's a lot more happening. What is it that you know that this grand scope of the game is about? You know, is modern naval warfare.
The scope, yes, the truth is really big. We try to model the whole world, we try to model underwater operations, we try to model surface operations, which at first it will be against you. Usually we try to model how modern sensors or weapons operate and even how civilian traffic behaves.
Voll wichtig. Also gerade bei einer modernen Simulation, ne?
So the word is realism, right?
Zweiter Weltkrieg hast du keinen zivilen Verkehr nahezu.
That's the main point.
That's the main point.
Außer vielleicht am Anfang des Krieges.
We have one first video I'd like to start from.
Okay. Aber bei einer modernen Simulation muss das sein.
An overview of the control room. First of all, you said submarine simulator.
Yes.
There's many submarines, so this is a nuclear submarine. What type of submarine is it?
It's the US Navy Virginia class attack sub. It's actually we don't model the whole range. At first we model only blocks 1 through 4. And there are slight details on each version. That's what we see here is block 1. And block 5 and block 6 are not out yet. We hope later on when they are released,
das war mein Arbeitsplatz bei der Marine.
Differences, we can add them also.
Allerdings nicht auf so einem U-Boot.
So this is what we're seeing here is, you know, actually everything.
Das ist ein Raum für Gamer,
right?
ne?
90%.
Das ist wirklich so.
We don't,
die daddeln da alle am Computer.
Valves, but everything else, everything operational-wise, yes, it is clickable. Now we are the helm. The station, the pilot station, as they call it nowadays, where you can
Damit schließen die eine so krasse, über 2 Dekaden klaffende Lücke. Wann kam denn das letzte Spiel raus in der Art? Hunter Killer, irgendwie so, oder?
Sonar sack, it's the left side of the control room. We can see how several
Cold Waters, aber das ist ja eher so ein bisschen arcadey, ne?
Das heißt ein bisschen. What replaced the old periscope the old submarines used to have. It's called the photonics mast.
So, jetzt haben wir mal ein Arbeitsplatz bei der Marine.
So this is what we see here is the hallway. We have one first video I'd like to start from. Okay.
Das ist ein Raum für Gamer, ne?
Now we are the helm of the station, as they call it nowadays, where you can roll the submarine.
So this is what we're seeing here is, you know, actually everything.
Das ist ein Main Point.
We're outside the submarine now?
Yes, we are on the outside world. That's in a US Alibert class destroyer. And we we put enough detail for the
Los Angeles class
submarine. Surface, of course, we put much detail on the civilian traffic because in past simulations the world was empty, but we gathered the GIS data that fills the world with real.
Geil, die OPZ aussieht.
Ships.
Guck mal hier
richtig da. One of the things you were mentioning earlier was that everything about submarine is about sound. So you took a lot of care about modeling the sound system in the game.
Yes, extremely long time we spent on that. We modeled the whole sea environment. We gathered a lot of real-world data.
Also ich habe noch nie in meinem Leben sowas gesehen.
Sea salinity, temperatures on different areas of the world.
Unglaublich beeindruckend, wirklich unglaublich beeindruckend.
Different depths, different
und eine ganz schöne Stadt, guten Restaurants und so, nette Menschen, wirklich eine schöne Stadt. Aber ich habe noch nie eine Stadt gesehen, wo Krieg so tief in der Kultur verankert ist. Ne? Echt krass.
Because sonar is the main sensor of
die Landschaft drumherum, das ist
sound is effectively, what is the most important part, of the game. So when you say about civilian traffic, for instance, that's impacting sound. And,
of course,
everything is impacting the sound. So
even the weather conditions, sea state, everything has an impact against the sound and what you hear on the sonar.
Wann kommt das Spiel? Bitte
and
morgen.
That's impacting realism, as we said.
Yes,
obviously.
Yes.
So, you mentioned realism. We looked at the inside of the
Modern naval warfare
of the submarines.
Schon bei Steam.
We were talking about how the game is played. So that every station is playable.
Yes.
How does it work with actual gameplay?
There are different ways to play the game. One of it is that you are the captain. Usually the captain doesn't man any station at all. So what the captain does is give commands left and right. In this mode, what you actually do is you let the AI handle each station.
Ihr könnt schon
take the strategic choices or the tactical choices. The other way is that you can actually man one or more than one station and play the game from there. So you can actually do the sonar tracking, you can try to classify yourself the contacts and then move to the fire control station, create a fire control solution, then move to the weapon station, launch the weapon, control it to the target, and so on and so forth.
Well, the 3D model we've seen before was screaming VR. That is that part of the game, right?
Yes, it is. Especially when you play the captain side, because if you are on a screen on a single station, there's no much point there. But as a captain, yes, you can look around, look at the station you wish to address given a command to. Sorry, so look at the station, say do that and that, go on.
Nein, die sollen das jetzt rausbringen. Will das jetzt spielen.
Really cool. As you talk about realism, realism is not only happening inside the submarine, but it's also happening outside the submarine, into that as well. So the next clip is about actually, going out there and seeing what's happening outside of the submarine. So you tell us a bit more about it whilst it plays.
Okay, we've got our submarine. It's somewhere outside a Philippine island. At the moment, we'll run a little bit faster the time, so we can see how a day progresses. We can see the stars moving. Their locations are real-world and accurate, which means that if you select a location on the planet, select the date and time, you get the accurate position of stars and the moon.
Das ist bei Arma aber auch, ne? Guck mal, wie schön das
night time lighting,
wackelt ein bisschen sehr viel, aber ansonsten.
The ships observe normal maritime laws, so lights usually are as they are supposed to be. I think the video started again.
The video started again, I said. Yeah.
Oh, that's not a problem.
It's not a problem. We can stay here for quite a long time, so it's not a problem. They came all the way from Greece, so.
Yeah.
Aus Griechenland sind die. Wie heißt denn die? Ich guck mal bei Steam, wie die Entwickler heißen.
The whole idea and the whole thing about the environment is that the player is actually on the real coordinates of a real world system.
So heißen die wohl. The Maslow's Bros.
When you choose on your mission to put your ship,
aus Griechenland.
The coordinates are exactly the same as it would be in the real world. So that's what he was saying, that the stars and the sun are positioned in the correct position.
Das haben wir aber so verstanden, oder?
Regarding the time. So if you move your ship to another coordinated system, you're going to see the stars and the whole
Sabina Stevens, grüß dich.
Different.
One of the things that you've also modeled is exact, you know, landscape and sea. So it's you know, you don't do the whole world, but it's a pretty chunky part of the planet.
Yes, we've got at the moment our first map that we're going to release. It's the South China Sea. It's 1200 by 1200, 1,200 kilometers by 1,200 kilometers. It's a pretty big stuff, and we model the whole underwater environment completely. So if there's rock where you are at the moment on the bottom, you can see rock. Right here we can see sand.
Das
ist
auch bei Cold Waters ein Problem, weil du bei Cold Waters aus Third Person sich das Boot anguckst. Unter Wasser ist es leider eine Wüste, ne? Und das war da jetzt auch so. Aber es ist, glaube ich, auch, sag ich mal, schwierig, da jetzt eine echte Unterwasserlandschaft dann unter Wasser reinzubauen. Ne? Gerade für kleine Studios.
If anyone of the Twitch streamers or YouTubers out there is willing to to run their ship from the bottom to the top of the map, how long they will take?
Have to calculate that, but let's say for the max speed of the submarine around 30 knots, it will take
nuclear submarine.
Yeah, it will take something like 40 hours, 2 days.
Okay, 2 days, not bad. We could run a marathon for that.
Yes.
that'd be cool. Well, we've seen the tech, a little bit of the tech and the research you've put in the game. What about gameplay? You know, how will the game unfold in the player's hands?
Okay, first of all, we've got a huge range of missions. The missions range from simple chase the enemy down and kill him, sink him, or whatever, or her. To surveillance missions, to track missions, to insert sorry, special forces missions, and you are going to be in command either on a campaign or a single mission. Well, the video started right now. We saw here deployment of weapons, in this case, and
shooting stuff.
Yeah, the fun part. Yes.
What are we shooting now? What is happening here?
We are opening our bay doors for the vertical launcher doors, and we're shooting some Tomahawk anti-ship missiles. In this case, 3 of those. This particular block has 12 of these bay doors and 12 missiles, along with torpedoes and mines and other weapons, of course.
Sah soweit gut aus. Ich hätte es jetzt gerne mal gesehen, wie die aus dem Wasser rauskommen.
It jettisons the booster part and opens the wings and starts the jet engine as a small jet aircraft.
Which is part of the realism. All the stages of the cruise missile
are modeled
and reproduced in front of you.
What is so missile is now looking for a prey?
Yes. At the same time, we've got a harpoon. It's launched by us also, but it did a little earlier. And we've got a couple of torpedoes chasing a poor destroyer, which is hit.
Are we hitting our own friends?
Yeah, it's for good reason. In this case, it's for demonstration purposes. I don't think they'll mind if they are saved.
Okay, so here is our
schön tief
target.
Liegt er auch, ne?
Yes.
So we're looking for an environmental disaster here?
Yeah, something like that. As I told before, it's nuclear submarines and weapons of destruction. I don't think we get any ecological awards with this game.
Yeah. So here's our missile trying to look at the target.
It turns on its last leg, last turn.
Eine sehr gefährliche Waffe fürs Schiff, eine Harpoon. Auch vom Radar sehr schwierig zu erfassen, weil die so niedrig fliegen. Vor allen Dingen sehr schnell. Oft, wenn man die auf dem Radar entdeckt und dann als Flugkörper identifiziert, ist dann nicht mehr weit bis zum Einschlag. Ne? Das sind Sekunden. Schwer, sich gegen die zu verteidigen.
This oil carrier has no hope.
Okay.
Ich hätte jetzt gesagt, die fliegen tiefer. Tatsächlich. Das Schöne ist halt am Meer, dass du richtig tief gehen kannst mit den Flugkörpern. Die müssen ja keinem Baum oder einem Hochspannungskabel ausweichen oder so. Ne? Also die kannst du eigentlich 5 Meter über dem Wasser fliegen lassen und die fliegen ja nirgends gegen.
So can you tell us a bit more about where you draw the sources from without being chased by the CIA?
Yes, thankfully our community is big for such a niche product at least, and very, very helpful. We've got a lot of pros, sonar operators, submarine officers and NCOs and stuff. Some active, some on reserve, some veterans, and a lot of academic guys from all over the world. They've helped us a lot in order to push the envelope, and we're very proud to say that there are a lot of days that they look pretty amazed with what we did, and we are very proud about it.
I think this game is not being announced or seen for the first time publicly. It's the first time, but you've shown it for the first time in Stafford back in was it October or September?
Yes,
to some military professionals, and I have to say they were really blown away by the quality of what you're doing.
That's what we heard.
Yeah, to be honest, they are professionals, so we saw it. You don't get any claps because it's business for them. But afterwards, we got very, very, very welcome, and they were impressed what we did. It is supposed to be the pro version of the product, but the difference is the trailer is similar. So
knapp eine Stunde kommt Broken Arrow.
That's great,
Aber das ist ja schon mal ein richtiger Kracher jetzt, ne? Also überhaupt mit diesem Event bis jetzt. Thumbs up, ey. Ohne Scheiß.
Could I play that on my home computer? Which means that they don't like it.
Das brauchen wir da noch nicht draufschreiben.
Guys, a question I have to ask, how far are you into development and what are you thinking for a release date?
Okay, let's take a step back. We've been researching the whole thing for 3 years. And that's because we never got a replacement for our old modern submarine simulation game. After that, we have been working on that extensively for the best part of the previous 2 years, and now we are 2/3 in the way to finishing. We hope to release by third, fourth quarter next year.
All right, so it's going to happen in 2022, hopefully.
Yes.
Guys, thanks for joining us.
Jo, das wird ein B-Seiten-Game werden, for sure.
Every time I see a new bit of the game,
das Spiel beendet wohl eine lange Durststrecke. Der letzte U-Boot-Simulator von einem modernen U-Boot, Cold Water ist mal beiseite gelassen. Was? 25 Jahre oder wann? Oder wie lang? Bestimmt.
We have, of course, Stargate coming in.
Ja, Leute, also das läuft doch wie geschmiert hier. Das ist doch wie geschnitten Brot. Da haben wir jetzt 2 super Strategiespiele mit Flashpoint und Valor und Victory, was wir auf jeden Fall mal auf die Liste packen können. Und das ist ja nun mal jetzt ein Brecher.
I am going to need the help of Mark Hardisty again, our World War II expert or hexpert. As it were, from Epsom. Hello, Mark. You didn't change your shirt.
Again, Marco.
You didn't change your shirt.
I didn't know.
You didn't change your shirt.
I've got to say, because I don't wear Christmas shirts, I did actually take my jumper off But because I have another announcement as well, it would have meant I'd have been topless by the end.
So you'd be topless anyway, but in the next one.
Ja, anscheinend machen die da ja auch einen guten Job, ne? Also ich hatte das Spiel noch gar nicht auf dem Zettel und auch die Entwickler kenne ich nicht, aus Griechenland. Ja, ich weiß, kennst du irgendein Spiel aus Griechenland? Ich nicht. Und also das sieht richtig geil aus. Ja, genau, das ist A und O. Das hat sogar Paradox gelernt. Ne? Haben die ja schon länger gelernt. Aber Victoria, finde ich, das klingt auch gut. Mal abwarten. Ja. Aber Imperator Rom, ne? Haben die eingestellt jetzt. Das finde ich nicht so nice, muss ich sagen. Ich bin kein Imperator Rom-Spieler, aber ich würde es vielleicht mal spielen, wenn da noch was passieren würde.
After that, we'll jump into some visuals.
Headquarters World War II. Was ist das denn?
It's turn-based. It's kind of more standard Slitherinhe type gameplay. We sort of say
Standard Slitherinhe Gameplay, hat er gesagt.
Easy to play, hard to master. There's a lot going on under the bonnet.
Mark Hardisti ist auch ein cooler Name, oder? Hardisti.
Very sort of detailed.
Härter Hardisti.
Going on, sort of working out what's there. So it's quite narrative driven. For example, we have a ex-military writer, published writer called Robert Lofthouse, who we brought on to help with the dialogue and just keeping it authentic. It's the Normandy landings, it's D-Day. It's played from 3 perspectives. So we have a British campaign, a US campaign, and a German campaign as well. And as you can imagine, with everything that's going on at that
Was für ein Setting geht's denn da?
They are very different, the sort of campaign objectives that you have, with obviously a lot of the German ones almost on retreat that you're playing. So yeah, there are 3 campaigns, roughly sort of 9 or 10 levels per campaign. Alongside there we have skirmish and multiplayer, and there'll be the usual sort of play-by-email turn-based tournaments that we get going. It looks very pretty. It's not Hex. It's grid-based. It's looking very.
Ich finde leider Hex-Games immer cooler, ne? Als Grid, wie er das nennt, also diese quadratischen Spielfelder. Kann ich nicht verstehen, warum man das macht.
When the developers are sending over new builds, it's great because a new level means that I spend sort of 20-25 minutes just trundling about in a tank, taking a look at
Paradox meinst du, ne?
Scenery, really. So it's looking
let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at just a short clip of.
I think we have something to show.
Lass uns mal reinschauen.
Yeah, let's take a look at the scenery here. The first little clip about, this is all captured within the game, and with a free camera, so no pre-rendered anything. But let us take a look at this first.
Freue ich mich auf diesen U-Boot-Simulator, Leute. Wirklich. Das ist ja fast ein Jahrhundertereignis. Ah ja.
So this is a port environment that we have. So yeah, this is all in-game stuff. We have animals. We have pigs in trucks. We have pigs, cows, and chickens so far.
We have animals. We have pigs in trucks.
Their own dynamics
Okay.
applied to them. So as you can see, it's a really rich
scharfe Kurve hat er da gemacht.
Looking absolutely gorgeous. This is the environment we're playing.
Ist das sowas wie?
In some ways, especially
komm ich jetzt nicht drauf.
Things are destructible within the maps.
Ja,
so you have these lovely kind of farmhouses that eventually destroyed.
Yeah, the engine here we are using is Unreal 5 and the goal we are having here is really to up the leveling graphics so that a lot more players are interested in checking it out, but also it's not only for being as you were saying.
Ja, sorry auch für die Latenz hier, ne, von dem Stream.
Is pretty and is
kann das jetzt im Nachhinein nicht mehr umstellen.
Interactive, as it were. So
ich habe eigentlich niedrige Latenz eingestellt. Aber das ist irgendwie ewig lang, oder?
Naja,
müsst ihr überleben.
Yeah, I mean, there are buildings that you can put infantry in. There are walls and fences that obviously give cover.
Headquarters World War II. Jo, jetzt wollte ich mal ein bisschen mehr sehen als ein Schwein. Als Pig in Truck.
Yeah, it's all destructible, the buildings and the sort of cover.
Oh, okay.
So I think we see the sort of sandbank.
Ja, komische Kurven fahren die Fahrzeuge so ein bisschen.
Smashed there's a lot of wall action going on here.
Ja,
it's
aber
all in
so,
engine, all in game,
die Bewegung,
these
cool.
clips are done for actually
jetzt,
testing out stuff, so you actually see this truck, this tank coming down, this one is touching slightly on the side and destroying a little house, so it's kind of
gut aus, oder?
Doing a lot of experimenting with how destructible elements are, and what do you do when you destroy elements?
Ja, aber ist das jetzt so Companies of Heroes Kram oder?
Well, I mean, for example, if you have a unit, some infantry in a house, they've got good cover. If you are attacking them, firing a large gun at them, that house will slowly turn into rubble, and the cover will slowly sort of break down. And it's for them to either remain there or to sort of move to more cover. The levels were really pretty.
Ist eine gute Mechanik, ja, auch wenn man jetzt nicht mit einer Bazooka gegen eine Häuserwand schießt. Wenn du mit einem MG dagegen schießt, dauert das auch nicht lange, ne, bis eine Häuserwand Löcher kriegt, einfach. Wenn es nicht gerade Stahlbeton ist, ne?
Lovely sort of farmhouses and lovely sort of towns and villages. So when you actually come, it will be that authentic, slightly bombed out, smoke coming from buildings already. So there'll be a variety of sort of different buildings, some destroyed, some not destroyed. So the various cover.
Gameplay würde ich mal gerne sehen, aber vielleicht sind die noch nicht so weit.
The game is, I always often call it some sort of battle sector.
Meinst du, das war jetzt keine Echtzeit?
Wir haben doch was von.
Okay, das habe ich gar nicht gehört.
Similarities between the two products.
So in terms of
forces you're going to control, of course, you're in World War II. So what is it that you're going to control within the game?
Yeah, so it's everywhere from kind of we have because you've got kind of the three factions. You've got kind of British, the US, and German. So it's your standard kind of infantry, artillery, your sort of tanks and transporters. Again, all authentic for those.
Meine Freundin war gerade mit dem Hund wiedergekommen.
Controlling across there. Yeah, so I mean, it's I don't want to say it's your standard World War II D-Day.
Gameplay haben die wohl noch nicht so weiter, ne?
Obviously rendered very prettily.
Let's take a look at some of the tanks in action. That's pretty kind of look pretty cool. That's also going to allow us to look at some of the damage system that we've got in place. Again, some testing on.
Vielleicht sind die noch nicht so weit in der Entwicklung. Naja, die werden noch nicht so weit sein.
So various units. I mean, a tank will have a crew, so it can anywhere from sort of 3 to 5 people within the tank, and sort of tank armor is sort of accurately sort of modelled. So firing from above, as doing there, will have a easier chance of penetrating, and the damage you can lose crew members. So, for example, if your driver's killed, it doesn't render the tank undrivable, but your movement will reduce accordingly. If your gunner is killed, then you might change from sort of 2 attacks per turn to 1 attack per turn.
Turns, ja.
You've got some pretty good model there.
Naja, aber was er jetzt gesagt hat, wenn dein Gunner gekillt ist, dann kannst du deinen Panzer noch bewegen, aber kriegst halt einen Bewegungsmalus. Weiß ich, wer fährt es denn dann? Ja, fährt der Richtschütze dann den Panzer oder der Kommandant oder der Funker? Da muss ja was anderes wegfallen, ne? Also wenn du dann Crew... in die Sandsäcke gegangen. Wenn du dann sowas machst mit Crews oder so, ne? Das ist schwierig, finde ich. Wenn der Fahrer tot ist, kriegst du nur einen Bewegungsmalus. Kann man machen, aber dann muss ja irgendeine andere Position leer sein. Aber es sieht gut aus.
Something was looking sexy. I think that if you like tanks, then there's a lot to be excited about here. But it's also, it's not only about how pretty it is, but we're really trying to model a combat system that takes into account some of specifics of the single
Grid.
vehicles here. So it's not important, only important it looks pretty. The grassroots of
was
what
doch cool. So ein rundenbasiertes
is
Spiel kann ja mal auch so aussehen wie Companies of Heroes.
To be
Cool.
a nice game to play. Mark, one thing I wanted to just focus on for a second is the title, Headquarters. We've called this game Headquarters, this franchise Headquarters, for a reason, and I'd like to dive a little bit deeper into that. Why did we call it that?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the game is the tactical warfare on the battlefield, but there's a lot of army management that can go on as well in between the various sort of scenarios and the campaigns. So you take units from mission to mission. They will upgrade as you go along. They will. Each unit can have a different amount of skills that you can assign. So units will have different skills. Like the same tank could be given different skills. You have hero characters that you can add in to units as well, and assign the sort of Michael Whitmans to your sort of German tank, for example. And these are kind of carried through. And on the headquarters screen in between the levels, there's some sort of powerful sort of management that you can do with kind of removing, changing, swapping sort of characters around as you move forward.
Well, one of the things that is vital here is that this headquarters sort of element, this management element, sort of adds a little bit of an RPG, layer to the game, to the campaign. But also, you mentioned at the beginning that the game is narrative-driven. This is the first time we actually do a narrative-driven World War II game. A little bit of a challenge for us, and we've got, as you said, on board some pretty good writer to help us with dialogues and characters and characterization, which is very important. So it's not only about the fight, right? It's not only about the pretty sceneries and the turn-based battles, but there's a lot more that's going to happen around this game. So I'm where are we with development? What are we going to do in the next few months for the game, and when is the game going to release?
So hopefully the beta will be in Q2 of next year, and we're looking for a kind of a Q3 September 2022, and we're also looking at console, Steam Deck, for probably late 2022, early 23, which sounds a very, very, very long way away. But so this is moving to console as well.
Yeah, the game system, as I said, is trying to sort of bring a historical flavor to some pretty solid, combat gameplay systems we've built over the years. So we've got kind of an experience in that, and we know that this is going to be our big challenge, to bring these systems to a much wider audience. And thanks to Starny Games doing an excellent job in bringing that flavor to
Panzergeneral.
Existing.
Panzergeneral ist, glaube ich, auf einer anderen Scale sozusagen.
Over the years.
Also da hast du dann ja Nordafrika oder irgendwie so einen größeren Kampfraum. Da war das ja ein bisschen wie bei Companies of Heroes, also in so einem Dorf oder so,
last time I see you today, right?
I'm hoping that I won't be topless for the next time.
All right. No, because it's a pretty important one. This is Mark is going to come back at the end of the show for, I would say, the big announcement of the day. We have something super cool to excite you with, and so thank you very much for the moment.
War dieser U-Boot-Simulator jetzt noch nicht die big announcement of the day oder was? Was soll denn da jetzt noch kommen?
In a few moments. After that, we will have the gameplay reveal of Stargate. The gameplay reveal of Stargate will feature actual gameplay for the first time. Not only, we're going to tell you more about Stargate. How the game fits into the SG1 storyline, and we'll have Neil McKenna joining us to talk about that. We'll also have gameplay review for Broken Arrow, a game we announced back in May, and that got a lot of positive reactions. So we've got still left a full hour of enjoyment. So stick with us. I'll be giving back the mic to the community lounge, drink some water, and be back to you in a few
eat some
minutes.
ice cream.
See you later.
Was kommt jetzt?
Welcome back.
Welcome back, guys. How are you? Did you enjoy the last interventions and big reveals? We enjoyed them.
Oh, we certainly did, yeah.
Oh my God, that was so amazing. So we are really happy. And so we are here to speak again with you.
Basically, we would like to do a recap of 2021.
Yes.
We're almost at the end of the year, so we thought it would be a good idea to, to see how 2021 has been for Slitherinhe and for our fans.
Yeah.
So overall, it's been a great year. We've been super busy with so many releases, so many new players, so many new faces joining the Slitherinhe family. It's amazing. And to be honest, it makes me proud of working as
wäre ja mal was. Obwohl den zweiten Teil habe ich nämlich gar nicht gespielt. Den ersten habe ich schon gespielt, den zweiten aber irgendwie nicht.
In 2021, because it's been such a dense year, such a...
You have a list.
Yes,
so
I have a list,
a long list.
Yeah, there's so many, to be honest, I couldn't remember, I couldn't commit them to memory, so yeah, I'm using a list.
Yeah, but I have a list too, so don't worry.
Okay. Right, so we started the year with the return of a beloved franchise, of a war game franchise called Combat Mission, Black Sea. The game was released
Supply für Victoria,
and we were able to release it on Steam as well. Then, of course, we had one of the major releases of the year. It was the return of a franchise which is really loved by Slitherinhe fans. I'm talking of Field of Glory 2.
Für was denn für ein Spiel?
Field of Glory 2 Medieval.
Hoffentlich nicht Hearts of Iron 4. Du weißt, ich mag das nicht.
We had a huge Matrix Games release. War These 2. It's possibly the biggest war game set in World War II.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's bigger than War in the Pacific. Well, they're probably comparable. Yeah. Then after that, we had two more really, really well appreciated new war games, Warplane Pacific and of course Valor and Victory, as you saw before. But then in May, we had our biggest release of the year. I'm talking of course for Warhammer 40k Battle Sector. It's been amazing to work on that and to see it being released because the reception has been kind of overwhelming, frankly. And it's been so great that we decided to make a console version.
Ich weiß. Nee, für Hearts of Iron 4.
Proud to announce that Battle Sector has been the biggest release on console in Slitherinhe's history.
Mag das nicht.
Actually, Battle Sector is making history in Slitherinhe in two different ways.
Was Hearts of Iron 4 mit mir gemacht hat, das kann ich nur an Puppen zeigen. Ist eigentlich so eine Verabredung gewesen von den Leuten hier von Slitherine, dass die alle so komische Pullis anziehen.
The other two new games that we released were Combat Mission Cold War
and the latest title of the
campaign series, Ardence Offensive. That of course doesn't include all the DLCs and expansions. 2021 has been really busy for that as well, because we released new expansions and new content for Order of Battle, Armor Brigade, Fantasy General 2, Panzer Corps 2, Command, Field of Glory 2, and Warhammer 40k Gladius. Every time we release a DLC for Warhammer 40k Gladius, people go crazy, so of course we continue to do that. We hope to continue deliver new DLCs for our ongoing franchises in 2022, and I'm sure we will.
Yeah.
But there was another big event in May. I'm talking, of course, of the first Home of Wargamers Live Plus event. It was a great success. It was the event in which we announced new games such as Scramble, Battle for Britain, Stargate and Keepers, the new Master of Magic, and Broken Arrow, of
also
course.
Die jetzt schon länger dabei sind, ihr erinnert euch doch, Das ist der Typ, der da rechts sitzt, vorhin dreimal bei diesem Pausenbeitrag gesagt hat, dass es sehr warm ist. Jetzt schaut euch mal diesen Kamin an. Da war ja nur so ein bisschen glühendes Zeug.
The present is really hot, I think.
Also
It's getting hot again because the fireplace was switched off for a moment and it was so beautiful.
This fire never dies. I mean,
no, it's I don't know.
Der hat vorhin halt total gejammert, es ist so heiß, es ist so heiß. Jetzt haben sie das da wieder angefeuert.
Except for the hot fireplace. We are in the middle of the winter sale. You can go to our website and you will take the opportunity to take advantage of the winter sale till January 9th. So you have enough time to take advantage of it. And for each Monday, we will give you suggestions about the franchise you should buy taking the opportunity of the winter sale. For example, this week franchise is Gary Grisby's War in the East. Yeah. So one of our biggest war games. So as you said before, go and have a look on our website, on our socials, and also on our newsletter, which will tell you about the following week's franchises. So go and have a look and stay updated, so of course.
Yeah.
Total gut, dass sie das Feuer nochmal so angefacht haben. Also der Chef dann so gesagt so, und lass uns mal alle für das Event, da ziehen wir uns alle so hässliche Weihnachtspullis an als Gag. Und dann einen schönen Kamin in den Rücken gestellt. Sehr cool. Irgendwie muss man die Kollegen ja irgendwie aus der Fassung bringen.
08 won the Race to Victory Tournament for Strategic Command World War II, World at War. Malabar 26 won the Rise of Macedon Philo Glory 2 Tournament. Thrush Player won the Winter Clash Tournament for Fantasy General 2. Interesting nickname. If it's Thrush, I don't think it's Thrush if he won the tournament.
I think so, but I don't know.
Saber Hetman won the Open Philo Glory 2 Medieval Tournament. Fafnir won the Call to Arms Strategic Command World War I tournament. Demonicus won the inaugural tournament for Panzerkorps 2. It was the first tournament for Panzerkorps 2. Wevan won the Lizard Rebellions tournament for Fantasy General 2, which accompanied the release of the DLC.
Was denkt ihr? Also ich finde es echt ein cooles Event. Also, und ich muss auch sagen, also sowohl Slitherinhe als Publisher als auch die Entwickler sind alle hochsympathisch. Also alles irgendwie, ja, Leute mit einem guten Spirit, so, ne? Man merkt, dass sie Bock auf die Games haben. Ich finde das geil.
Tyrannic won Byzantium Endures Philo Glory 2 Tournament.
Es ist nicht immer nur Geld, was gute Spiele macht.
Victory, and Graf Leon won the Allies Tournament for Order of Battle. Good job, guys.
Good job, good job. Keep doing.
We know that you have a lot of competition, so these tournaments involve hundreds of players, so it's not easy. No. Speaking of hundreds of players, I wanted to mention the Panzerkorps 2 Tournament. The World Championship, because in September on the same
ja, ich glaube, ich muss nächsten Sommer mal mit meiner Ducati nach Italien fahren und dann mir in Bologna das Ducati-Museum angucken und in Milano mal Slitherinhe besuchen. Das wäre doch mal was, oder?
77 is leading, but it's such a short lead, so who knows what will happen.
Who knows?
Last but not least, well, we have some news regarding the tournament system.
Ganz geil.
Wow.
Yeah, we can give you more details about that right now, but in 2022 we will let you know what's going on there, because we want to improve the system and give you more opportunities to engage in competitive playing with other formulas. But yeah, we'll tell you more when we're ready.
Stay tuned, guys.
Yeah. And then, of course, we just started the new Battle Sector tournament.
Wow.
It's the first tournament for Battle Sector.
Today, isn't it?
Yes.
Der lodert die Flamme im Hintergrund, ey.
It will end in January, but we are planning to have many more tournaments for Battle Sector in 2022.
Wow. Wow, wonderful. I may take the opportunity of this community lounge to thank you the influencers that are supporting us, not only today. We have more than 70 influencers that are restreaming our live. So thank you, guys. And I will say some names, for example, Angry Joe, Republic of Games, Helping Hands, Nocrum, Naraptor, Hugo Tester, Sam Wallen, Games in History, Das Tactic, Andrew Channel, and many more of them. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. But also a big thanks to the third-party stores
Ehre wem Ehre gebührt, sag ich nur.
Selling our games. I remember you that you can wish list the games you are seeing today on Steam and on our website, and also on other third-party stores. You have to choose your favorite one and have a look if you can find our games. But of course on Steam they are available, and so go and wish list them. And I will end this intervention saying thank you to GOG.com, Humble Bundle, Epic Games, Gemba, Games Planet, Gamersgate, Greenman Gaming, Fanatical, and last but not least, Move. So thank you, guys. Thank you. Keep supporting us.
Sorry, I think we're running out of time.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's been a privilege. It's been an honor. So
yeah,
see you soon,
guys.
because the big things are coming.
Yeah, so stay tuned and prepare, because
Was ist
you
zur
are
Hölle
not
ist Broken
ready.
Arrow, ey? Die haben einen jetzt aber auch heiß gemacht,
Bye,
oder?
Guys.
Bye.
Wann kommt das denn? In einer Dreiviertelstunde, ne? Broken Arrow. Haltet ihr es noch aus bis dahin? Coming soon. Starting soon. Cooles Artwork übrigens hier von dem Flyer. Gefällt mir gut. Ach, Slitherinhe ist einfach eine geile Firma, ey. Ohne Scheiß. Gibt, glaube ich, keinen geileren Publisher so. Vom Herz her, ja? Wirklich. Auch von den Spielen. Aber auch so, irgendwie, wie die an die ganze Sache rangehen, finde ich einfach extrem geil. Slitherinhe war, bevor mein Kanal so groß war. Nee, Quatsch. Also ich bin ja immer noch ein mega kleiner YouTuber, ja. Aber ich hatte glaube ich, keine 300 Abonnenten oder so und habe die angeschrieben und die haben sofort gesagt, ja klar, können wir dir Keys geben und mit dir zusammenarbeiten, ne? Und der Basti vergisst sowas nicht. Andere, die ich angeschrieben habe, haben gesagt so, ja, kannst du wiederkommen, wenn du 3000 Abonnenten hast oder so, ne? Was ja auch legitim ist. Aber, ja, ich habe mich dann ja auch mal mit Paolo, den wir vorhin auch schon hier im Video gesehen haben, den PR-Manager, super geiler Typ. Ich habe ihm auch gesagt, dass mein Kanal pausiert, auch als ich so private Probleme hatte oder jetzt technische Probleme oder so, ne? Wo er immer gesagt hat so, ey, alles cool, ich gebe dir weiter Keys, scheißegal, ob du jetzt irgendwie Content machst oder nicht. Also, hammerharter Verein einfach, echt. Und ich habe mich auch mit ihm unterhalten ja, wir haben uns, da war die TwitchCon in Berlin, da haben wir uns getroffen hier in der Berliner Bar und haben ein Bierchen zusammen getrunken und einfach mal kennengelernt. Und da hat er auch gesagt, so ja, ihm ist die Größe von dem Kanal auch gar nicht wichtig, sondern so, wie die Leute so drauf sind. Ne? Und das finde ich irgendwie geil. Und ja, auch jetzt Paradox zum Beispiel, ohne jetzt irgendwie was gegen Paradox zu sagen oder so an dieser Stelle. Aber Paradox ist halt eine Wachstumsfirma, ne? Also die unheimlich expandieren. Und er hat halt gesagt, dass sie, ich glaube, 50 Angestellte haben. Paradox ist jetzt auf 500 angewachsen. Der letzte Stand jedenfalls, den ich gehört habe. Börsennotiertes Unternehmen und so. Was halt einen kreativen Druck schafft, was nicht immer gut ist, ne? Man sieht es bei Releases von Ubisoft und so weiter, aber eben auch bei Paradox, ne? Wenn da einfach so ein Investorendruck dahinter ist, ist es nicht immer gut. Und er hat gesagt, bei Slitherinhe wollen die auch gar nicht größer werden. So. Die kommen gut miteinander aus und können gut mit den 50 Leuten arbeiten. Und das finde ich auch geil, ja? Dass jemand sagt so, nee, das läuft so, wir müssen nicht mehr und größer und schneller und höher und weiter und immer weiter verkommerzialisieren, sondern man hat echt das Gefühl, das ist eine Spieleschmiede oder ein Publisher mit Herz irgendwie. Ich weiß nicht, wie es euch geht. Also ich finde es einfach Hammer. Deswegen war mir das heute so wichtig, das hier zu restreamen. Ich meine, ich bin wirklich ein puppeliger, kleiner Kanal und trage nicht viel dazu bei. Aber irgendwie fühle ich mich diesen Menschen verpflichtet, irgendwie, weil ich immer gemerkt habe, dass sie ein Herz für kleine YouTuber haben, aber auch ein Herz für nerdige Spieler, die, sag ich mal, die vom, ich nenne es jetzt mal so, vom Kapital übersehen werden. Ja, ein Investor, der wird nicht in so ein Spiel da investieren, ne? Und auch vorhin Flashpoint Campaigns. Ich fand diesen Entwickler hochsympathisch und man hat gemerkt, der ist wie so ein kleines Kind, der so viel Spaß hat an dem, was er da tut. Und ein Investor wird da nicht rein investieren, ne? Sondern der fragt dann, was habt ihr für Verkaufszahlen? Und dann kann Ubisoft sagen oder Rockstar Games oder so, no, ja, wir werden halt 500 Millionen Copies verkaufen. Und deswegen bin ich denen so dankbar, dass es die gibt. So, jetzt gucke ich mal im Chat. Auch erstmal essen, ja, dann wünsche ich dir einen guten Hummer. Lass den Stream natürlich offen, genau. Das ist der richtige Geist hier als B-Seiten-Gamer. Ja, so kann auch Support aussehen, ja. Essen gehen, AFK gehen, gar nicht gucken, aber trotzdem den Stream offen lassen. Sieht für den Basti nicht so blöd aus. Ja, Leute, was machen wir denn jetzt? Soll ich jetzt hier ein Spiel starten oder so vielleicht? Was heißt denn Starting Soon? Was machen wir denn jetzt? Kann er jetzt nicht die ganze Zeit irgendwas erzählen? Geht ja nicht. Kann eigentlich mal. Mach ich aber mal hier meinen Steam auf. Mach's mal groß. Wir können meine Wunschliste mal durchgehen, wenn ihr wollt. Wie ist die jetzt? Modern. Neighbor. Da ist es. Zack. Sowas von. Das war das andere eben. Ups. Toll. Combat? Was ist das denn? Was ist das denn? Kennt ihr das schon? Naval Battle Simulation Real-Time Strategy. Auch noch nicht gesehen. Das ist ein chinesisches Spiel. Was? War jemand chinesisch? Ja, das entzieht sich dann meiner Kompetenz. Aber ist ja mit Englisch. Mach mal Wishlist. So, was hatten wir noch? Gloomhaven hat ein Kollege aus der... Ups. Gloomhaven, ein Kollege aus der Community hier empfohlen. Ich mach mal hier... Zack. Mal von vorne.
Peggy 12.
Kenn das noch gar nicht. Aber sehr gute Bewertungen hat das Game. Ah, sieht doch ganz nice aus, wa? Dungeons and Dragons, wohl rundenbasiert. 90%. Steht noch nicht viel, aber ich pack's mal auf die Liste. So, wir können mal zusammen... Ich mache mal wieder den Ton an, dass wir mitkriegen, wenn es weitergeht. So, wir gehen mal meine Liste durch, würde ich sagen. Die ist lang. Und das größte Problem ist in dem Fall nicht der Geldbeutel, sondern dass hier bald bei Steam steht überall. Burden of Command, auch ein, ist das sogar ein Ein-Mann-Studio? Green Tree Games. Auch ein rundenbasiertes Strategiespiel, was die Würde des Kommandos mit einbeziehen soll. Ein hochspannendes Konzept, wie ich finde. Ist deswegen auch ganz oben auf meiner Wishlist. Bloodlines, Vampire Masquerade, bisschen anderes Genre jetzt, sag ich mal. Ich weiß nicht, wo ist es denn gerade? Wer kümmert sich denn da aktuell? Paradox Interactive. Die haben doch den Entwickler gefeuert, ne? Ja, finde ich super schade. Und was mir auch aufgefallen ist, ich will mal eben euch was zeigen. Das sind meine ganzen Warhammer-Games. Ich bin gar nicht so ein Warhammer-Nerd, ne? Das ist alles, was ich von Warhammer habe. Und heute, weil ich gerade wieder Star Wars The Old Republic spiele, wollte ich euch mal zeigen, wie viele Star Wars Games ich habe. Und ich bin eigentlich ein Star Wars Nerd. Nicht so ein richtig krasser Star Wars Nerd, aber ich habe 3 Star Wars Spiele hier drauf. Hä? Ist es mein Fehler? Nee, nie mein Fehler. Gibt einfach keine coolen Star Wars Games. So, Destroyer Command, wer es nicht kennt, auf jeden Fall mal wishlisten. Eine Zerstörersimulation, könnt ihr schon spielen. Könnt euch hier die Demo kostenlos herunterladen. Ja, ist halt sehr Alpha, sag ich mal. Vom Prinzip her ist nicht einfach, wie ich finde, aber ja, auch ein Spiel, was überfällig war, sozusagen, ne? Kann ich eigentlich hier zurückgehen? Dann bin ich wieder auf der Wishlist, ja. Task Force Admiral. Mein Hund macht da Blödsinn mal wieder. Ja. Halte ich, ich habe schon ein Video darüber gemacht. Halte ich für eins der großen Hoffnungen. Ich denke mal für nächstes Jahr. Leon. Strategiespiel, wo ihr einen Carrier-Verband kommandiert. Ja, du mit Early... Mein Hund wirft hier Kram durch die Gegend. Mein Hund ist ein Basketballer irgendwie. Der... Oh, Leo, jetzt komm. Todesgefährlich hier. Ja, okay, sorry. Early Access kann ich verstehen. Ich supporte zum Beispiel auch Star Citizen. Vielleicht kommt das Spiel im Mini raus, ne? Aber ich muss mal den Ton ein bisschen leiser machen. So.
And we are back. We are back to for the last hour of great show.
Vielleicht kommt das gar nicht raus und trotzdem supporte ich es irgendwie. Weil ich manchmal auch einfach die Idee supporte. Und wenn ich 3 Early Access Games supporte und 2 davon von mir aus Geld in die Binsen ist, vielleicht schaffe ich damit ein Projekt so zu unterstützen, dass es realisiert wird. Und ganz ehrlich, wie oft hat man schon ein Spiel irgendwie gekauft, was crap war und irgendein Ubisoft oder so hat damit Geld verdient.
Goal of the afternoon, you know, showing you gameplay of Stargate and Broken Arrow. I want to quickly recap what has
Aber wenn ihr wollt, schreibt es mal in die Kommentare. Kann ich gerne noch mal ein Video über meine Wishlist machen. Da sind ein paar echt coole Titel drin. Weil ich finde, fremde Wishlists finde ich eigentlich immer ganz geil. Weil man hat immer mal was übersehen.
Take a look and be amazed about a summary of this afternoon.
Guck mal, da hat er sich jetzt nochmal einen feinen Sven.
Hello everyone. Welcome to Home of Wargamers Live 2021 Winter Edition. Hello Ian.
Hello Marco, hello everyone.
Again,
the budget for our tree wasn't the same as the budget for the Italian.
Besser, oder? Der war ganz schön laut, ey. Was ist das jetzt? Distant Worlds 2. Kennt jemand Distant Worlds 1? 10. März. Möchten Sie mehr wissen? Es gibt kaum einen Film, den ich so oft gesehen habe wie Starship Troopers. Der ist so dumm irgendwie. Das ist einfach so trashig, irgendwie geil. Sehr cool. Ich habe das Spiel noch nicht gespielt. Kann man das schon spielen? Ich glaube, oder? Nee, Pre, oder?
This is Lucas Neisten, lead designer for Starship Trooper Terran Commands, reporting from the front line. The planet of Kawasha does have a number of larger cities, and these become key strategic objectives.
So einen Text darfst du nicht ablesen.
Remember that you can do your part by registering for the beta, and that pre-orders guarantee citizenship.
Hört ihr die Schläge als mal hier im Hintergrund? Mein Hund wirft hier so ein Holzding durch die Gegend. Oh, was ist das? Ah, okay. Cooles Spiel, Panzergor, kann ich wirklich empfehlen. Und das erste Spiel, was diesen... was ist das? Okay. Was diesen Panzergeneralgeist zu 100% irgendwie aufgegriffen hat und weitergesponnen hat, finde ich. Ja, und das ist auf der Liste hier als B-Seiten-Game, ne? Valor und Victory, Stalingrad. Da hätte ich Bock drauf. Allerdings sieht mir gerade die Karte so klein aus. Ist es nur, was da jetzt so gelb hinterlegt war, dann das Spielfeld? Weil ich will dann schon die ganze Stadt haben, ne? Ja, und Battle Sector, das muss eigentlich auch noch kommen auf B-Seiten Gaming, ne? Überhaupt habe ich Slitherinhe sträflichst vernachlässigt in diesem ganzen Tohuwabohu. Jetzt hat mein Hund sein Spielzeug irgendwie in den Schrank gepfeffert.
The second one from Panda about ICBM. Okay, I got to sing this one. It says, boom, 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 boom. Humanity is doomed as a nukes was sitting in my room. So I thank the boys tribute. I cannot read this. Just the beep. Yeah, just the last part says very erotic robots about Battle Sector again.
Leo. Ich muss mal kurz meinem Hund sein Spielzeug aus der Ecke holen, sonst nervt er gleich. Was ist denn hier?
The Flashpoint Campaign's game system is used as a training and analytical software in professional defense environments. Southern Storm is its latest, most advanced commercial iteration.
Mein Hund liebt es halt, Sachen durch die Gegend zu schmeißen, ne? Er liebt das total. Es sieht auch so mega süß aus. Das ist bis jetzt der absolute Kracher. Also die machen jetzt ja hier so einen Hype um Broken Arrow, aber diese Kiste hier, Modern Naval Warfare, zu toppen. Ich weiß nicht, wie es euch geht, aber... Und das sieht auch ziemlich cool aus, aber das ist ja noch very early Alpha. Da sind quasi nur so ein paar Physik... Demonstrationen, ja. Das ist ein geiles Event. Tut mir leid, ich find's einfach cool.
Helihumper 117 said, for the Emperor. Vutia said, broken arrow, broken arrow. And then...
See you later.
Ein paar Best-of-Szenen jetzt vom heutigen Tag.
Here we are. This was a summary of what we had this afternoon. As I think I counted the overall number of announcements we've made. We are going to make until the end of the afternoon. It's going to be 18 different things.
Ist jetzt leiser geworden wieder? Ja, ne, ein bisschen.
Bit of the company, from marketing to production to PR to artists and so on, have worked on this show very hard. It's not easy to put together, and I have to say, big thank you to everyone who's managed to put everything together. That goes out to them. And this specific video was made by one of our editor since 15 years. He's been with us, Alex Montrazi.
He's doing stuff for Netflix now, so I hope that he's not going for the big money shortly. But you know, he's really real star. So thanks for to the team for putting all this together. Now we are here to talk about Stargate. Now Stargate was announced back in May. At our Home of Wargamers
Habe ich auch noch gar nichts inhaltlich gesehen, ne, von Stargate.
With this teaser trailer.
Denk mal ein Strategiespiel, oder? WB, mein Freund. Was war das? Producer of Warhammer 40k, was? Gladius, oder? Okay. Und Battlestar Galactica Deadlock ist auch ein Hammer-Game. Das war auch ein LP, was mir echt Spaß gemacht hat. Das war echt ein gutes Spiel. Aber Stargate, ich weiß nicht, wie es euch geht. Als der Film damals rauskam, war ich im Kino. Die haben ja, sag ich mal, ja, mit diesen, erinnere ich mich noch, mit dieser, genau, mit diesem Wasseranimation. Oh, Special Effects. Super, super. Und dann kam aber diese dämliche Serie raus, ne? Diese unglaublich dämliche Serie. Und seitdem ist Stargate leider bei mir ziemlich mies besetzt. Ja, aber mal gucken halt, ja. Also prinzipiell, so was der Film für eine Vorlage geliefert hat, war eigentlich ganz cool. Die Serie hat es dann so ein bisschen vermasselt.
I'm going back to Epsom, where Neil McKenna is joining us as the producer on the game. Hello, Neil.
Hello, Marco.
Guck, die haben alle so Pullis an.
Notes then.
I did indeed. I got the note and I followed it to the letter.
That's great. That's great. Thank you for joining us, Neil. You're the producer on Stargate, so you're going to tell us a lot more about the game today.
Ja, mach mal.
First things first, we announced the game back
Ist
in
noch
May.
laut genug, oder?
What was the reaction
Wirkt irgendwie so laut, leise.
for announcing this?
Aber vielleicht ist das nur bei mir auf dem Kopfhörer. Schreibt das mal, ja, falls irgendwas zu laut oder zu leise ist.
You've been working for a long time on the game before anybody ever sees it, and no matter how long you've been doing it, it's still a nervous time when you announce it. And in May at the last Home of Wargamers, it was certainly a nervous time. But we were delighted with the reaction to it. People engaged with it really positively, very excited, even though we didn't say a lot about the game and what we were doing with it. There are clearly a number of Stargate fans out there who've been very keen for new Stargate content for a long time, and they haven't had much to play with, and people were very excited about it. So we were delighted with the reaction, both in dedicated Stargate communities and perhaps our more core communities, the more sort of Slitherinhe Wargamer types. Everyone seemed to react well to it. There were a few people who wanted to know more about the game because we didn't say an awful lot about the game. So hopefully we can address some of those things today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the first questions we got was, well, what is the game about? How does it work? How do you do a strategy game based on the Stargate franchise?
Würde mich auch mal
I guess you can tell more about it now.
Yes, indeed. So we are going for a real-time tactics game, which to a lot of our fans will be entirely self-explanatory, but to those to whom it is not, you are controlling a squad of 6 players, not always all at once, a number of players per level. You have large playing fields through which you need to navigate your crew to achieve your objectives, which obviously differ from mission to mission. And I suppose the core pillar of the game is about getting by enemies, getting by guards.
20 Minuten, dann erfahren wir es.
And finding a way through dangerous situations and keeping your crew intact.
Yeah, we've been saying a lot
Your
about
crew, ist es so
narrative-driven games
so XCOM-mäßig oder was?
The whole afternoon. And I guess we're getting to the
Obwohl XCOM jetzt nicht Echtzeit ist, ne?
We are making a truly
Aber ist das so ein Außenteam oder mit Raumschiffen? So, ne? Das ist jetzt so meine Frage.
With a narrative-driven campaign.
Absolutely. I mean, we have to make a game which appeals to Stargate fans, and Stargate's DNA is films and movies. So we have to tell a story. We're telling a new story. We're not retelling an existing SG-1 story or anything like that. I've had a good read through of the material which will be going into the game. There's almost no dialogue in there today whatsoever. It's the biggest thing which is missing from the game, but I'm very confident that it's of a very high standard. Obviously, we work very closely with MGM to make sure that they're happy as well, and they go through these things very closely, come back with a lot of feedback, which is really helpful for us. So, yes,
Gibt es überhaupt schon Stargate-Spiele? Ich kenne keins.
We want to make a game that appeals to Stargate fans as well as real-time tactics fans.
So the game, of course, Stargate. We are Stargate franchise we're working on is the Stargate SG-1 franchise, the Stargate SG-1 TV show.
Es ist aber ein geiles Event, ne? Es ist auch ein großes Event für so einen, ich sag mal, so einen kleinen Publisher, ne? Ziehen die echt gut auf. Also es ist noch keine Slitherinhe-Con halt, ja. Aber ja, machen die echt gut. Battle of Antarctica, okay. Schauen wir mal. Ah, es gibt doch einen neuen Star Wars Film. Auf Disney Plus. 20. 21. Dezember, kann es sein? Draconius. Irgendwas mit Boba Fett auf jeden Fall. Also Story von Boba Fett.
Still looks great after all these years. This is Stargate SG-1 Season 7, Episode 22, The Battle of Antarctica. Neil, take it from here and tell us about the story of Timekeepers.
It is indeed the jumping off point for our story. It's probably one of the best known episodes from the TV series.
Ich habe die Serie, wie gesagt, nicht geguckt. Ich fand die irgendwie immer schlimm. Bei dem Thema bin ich leider raus. Auf den Scheiterhaufen mit ihm. Bei dem Thema bin ich leider raus. Ich spiele wieder Star Wars The Old Republic. Hast du Bock? Guck gerade wieder Clone Wars und so. Ich mache mich warm für diese neue Comic, Anime oder Cartoon oder wie auch immer Serie, Zeichentrickserie. Kommen wir jetzt nicht drauf. Weißt du, was ich meine? Mit so abtrünnigen Klonern irgendwie. Ja, keine Ahnung.
I don't think I'm spoiling anything by saying that Earth win a stunning victory, and it changes the balance amongst the remaining system lords for the remainder of the series. So it's a very fondly remembered, very big episode, and it forms the jumping off point of our story. Our story doesn't retell the Battle of Antarctica, but it starts in the aftermath of that battle.
Ja, Gameplay würde ich gerne sehen, Leute.
Behind me, you can see there's a new artwork for Timekeepers, and this is telling a lot about the game itself. And I would like to use this as a starting point to
Bad Batch, Dankeschön. Und ich grüße dich, Leute. Schön, dass du einschaltest. Bad Batch, ganz genau. Da mache ich mich gerade warm für. Also ich gucke alles in chronologischer Reihenfolge bis zu Bad Batch. Ich nehme mir vor, alles in chronologischer Reihenfolge zu gucken, um bei der Episode 7, 8 und 9 von Star Wars. Das ist echt hart. Oder aktuell eher wenig Zeit. Okay. Ja, verstehe.
He uses technology
to his
Star Wars
Kram, bringt mich nur ins Irren aus.
Mind reading, at disguising himself as other characters.
Von was sein Gameplay ist zu 90er?
Vital member of the team. Below that we have Atar, who is one of the Jafar resistance, who plays an important role, and we'll see a little bit of her in a bit as well.
Oder meinst du jetzt hier von Stargate? Oder?
Who is Zugger there? He is something of a berserker, a blunt weapon, who also has a very cute pet, who I look forward to showing at some later stage. And last of all, we have Derek Harper, who is the drone operator, who is sort of highly scientific, not much of a fighter himself, but employs drones and can alter the balance of technology from a safe distance.
Naja, halt Episode 1 anfangen und dann ja in der Timeline nicht wie die Filme rausgebracht wurden, sondern ja, chronologisch eben. Was ist denn das mit Broken Arrow? Herzeigen. Ja, genau. Render-Trailer. Ja, diesen gerenderten Film hätte ich mir jetzt auch nicht angucken müssen. Es ist aber bei Filmen auch so ein bisschen so, wenn das zu viel so Action-Geknalle ist, was bei Star Wars übrigens auch manchmal ist, oder bei Computerspielen zu opulente, zu lange Trailer oder so, soll ich sagen, so In-Game-Szenen, so wie bei Call of Duty oder so, da steige ich aus, ne? Ich langweile mich da zu Tode. Aber man hat das irgendwie alles schon gesehen, das interessiert mich überhaupt nicht mehr. Deswegen ist auch so ein Render-Video dann, wo du irgendwelche Raumschiffe da siehst, die gegeneinander schießen, ja, sagt mir gar nichts. Also, Clone Wars? Nee, eigentlich nicht. Es hört mit der Order 66 auf, oder nicht? Clone Wars. Ich habe die letzte Staffel jetzt nicht mehr so auf dem Schirm, weil ich die nur einmal gesehen habe. Ich habe ein schlechtes Gedächtnis. Entschuldigung. Ja, ist es sowas wie, was ich auch schon mal überlegt hatte, als Let's Play zu bringen? Der Tastenauer, der hat das, glaube ich, als Let's Play. Partisans. Das ist, glaube ich, auch so ein Echtzeit-Taktikspiel. Vielleicht ist das sowas in der Richtung.
Mission 1 and Mission 2 because we don't want to give too much away. But this is still going to give us enough variety to show about the game.
Oh, ich bin überhaupt nicht mehr im Bild hier, das ist ja irgendwie kacke,
we said about Antarctica, and then we've got another environment to show. But let's start about this thing, about the environments.
Das ist alles noch nicht so ausgereift hier. Das ist alles Work in Progress hier, mein Studio.
The guys at Creative Forge just studied the environments to make them, look as interactive and cool as possible, but also adherent to what the TV show is about. So let's start from.
Ich sag mal so, also wenn du eine geile Cutscene als Belohnung kriegst oder so, das finde ich irgendwie geil. Aber wenn so ein Call of Duty erstmal so eine halbe Stunde nur Explosionen zeigt oder so, wo es nur knallt und kracht und irgendwie mega langweilig. Die sind, glaube ich, da noch sehr, sehr in einem sehr frühen Stadium, mit in der Entwicklung. Aber ist das sowas wie Kommandos oder ist das, na gut, soll ja Echtzeit sein, ne? Kann man mir nichts darunter vorstellen.
Obviously, can be spotted by guards and can give you a position away. So
you have to
plan very carefully where you're moving. An environment such as this is an ideal starting point for the story.
Ja,
genau,
kommt als Episode vor den Episoden ihrer Ausbildung. Ist es so?
Easily spotted against the background, so it helps you get to grips with the basic mechanics of the game very well, and is an ideal environment to start the story in.
Ist es so? Ich unterschreibe das nicht, Sarkonius. Ist es echt so? Ich glaube nicht.
Visiting different locations, different planets. How does that work? How does that work in terms of, how's the game panning out?
Du lügst.
Places, then going back to the same places, because it's a time loop, right?
That's right. The time loop is one of the most interesting parts of the game. As you progress through the game, you will discover the existence of a device called the time loop, which allows you to go back to previous areas.
Ja, auch eine der coolsten Settings in Star Wars Hot. Hammer. Ich hatte als Kind auch so Spielfiguren. Da diese Rebellen, so ein Rebellentruppler, oder war das sogar Luke Skywalker? Weiß ich jetzt gar nicht. Mit diese wehrmachtsartige Mütze mit dem Schal und der Brille irgendwie. Ich glaube, Luke Skywalker hat das an, wenn er da, als er von diesem Eismonster gefangen wird. Auch die Stormtrooper sehen da auch am coolsten aus, finde ich. Auf Hood. Dass die Reihenfolge thematisch nicht. Die Reihenfolge wurde bereits öffentlich bestätigt und als gewollt kommuniziert. Fake News. Tja, so läuft es heutzutage. Stimmt nicht. Ja, kann sein. Weiß ich nicht. Ich finde es ein bisschen schade, also jetzt so ein Render-Trailer, Concept Arts und kann das verstehen, dass sie das Game vorstellen, aber ach doch, erzählen wir doch mal was. Ach doch, sehr schön, super. Ja, ist das so Kommandos-mäßig, ne? Ja, Kommandos. Ja, warum nicht?
Eva is trying to get there because the guns are still functional and she wants to use the guns to take care of the massed forces who are trying to neutralize the SG-1 team. As I said, Eva is very good at stealthy approaches. She can take people out either violently or non-violently. She tends to prefer taking people out in a non-violent
Hast halt starke Konkurrenz, ne?
You can see the view cone of the
mit Mimimi Games, die machen das echt super.
Real-time tactics game. It's a two-part view cone, so the solid part is where any movement will be detected, and the broken part you can generally crouch through and you will not be detected. That is Eva doing a bullet casing toss to fool that guy over there. He's now looking for the bullet casing and where it landed, allowing Eva to sneak past. We are observing this guard walking around the top and coming round at the moment. It is a central pillar of the game that you can only work out the answer by seeing what the guards are up to and learning their patterns and what their weaknesses are. So this guy's probably not moving.
Habt ihr den Knacks eben gehört von meinem Hals?
There he goes too. We can leave the body there because there is nobody looking. Quickly kick down the environment. Two bad guys there. Sometimes that's the only solution. So Eva's deadly burst fire takes care of those two. Eva is a fairly stealthy character, so even when she's firing her rifle, the noise doesn't stretch too far. And you saw the massed forces of Anubis there at the end, who need to be tackled, but we're not giving away how you're going to do that today.
Yeah, we've seen a tiny bit of the gameplay and how it works. I would say the basics, right? The very basics of what the game, how the game works. As I said, a tiny bit. How big are these levels? How big are these scenarios?
Ich muss ganz ehrlich sagen, meins ist es nicht, aber go for it, ey. Finde ich super. Warum nicht? Stargate, unverbrauchtes Setting und auch dieses Kommandosartige. Warum nicht? Meine Welt ist es tatsächlich nicht. Ich habe auch die ganzen Mimimi-Releases nicht gespielt. Kommandos damals ja. Das ist für mich so ein alter Käse irgendwie. Aber deswegen finde ich es trotzdem ein absolut prächtiges Spielkonzept und freut mich, dass Slitherinhe da auch so ein bisschen schickere Games mittlerweile hat, ne? Broken Arrow, auf geht's. Wie viel haben wir denn noch? Naja, geht gleich los. Cool.
There's always a relatively coherent block of gameplay in front of you that you can work out and think, right, okay, this is what
bin ich hier noch gut im Bild eigentlich? Kamera mal einstellen.
Yeah, the levels really are big things.
What are we going to see next?
Wo ist denn hier zu Ende? Da. Okay.
Doing her own thing, but with a little bit of of extra stuff.
Yeah, so this is chronologically later in the story. This is indeed Mission 2, which does follow on from Mission 1, certainly. As I've hinted, not all missions are chronological.
This is the environment, by the way.
This is the Forest World.
Ganz cooles Artwork, finde ich.
Which is Eva's mission here is to escort the convoy, which is designated for some Jafar rebels. Not much resistance is expected, however, plenty of resistance is encountered. So Forest World, very different challenges. It's harder to see what's going on, but there's also a lot more places to hide, such as a forest. The game is being developed in Poland, so obviously we've got some bison in there. It reminds them of their homeland. I don't think we see any bison today, which is a terrible shame. We've had pigs, cows and chickens already, but I don't think we're seeing any bison.
Sag mal, der Film Broken Arrow, war das nicht ein Film über eine verlorene Atombombe, oder? Ich weiß aber auch, dass Broken Arrow ein Notruf ist von amerikanischen Truppen, die quasi überrannt werden. Dann funkt man Broken Arrow und beordert so sämtliche Luftstreitkräfte zu seinem Standpunkt und weist die an, den eigenen Standpunkt anzugreifen oder so. Das ist das, was quasi niemals gefunkt wird, außer ein-, zweimal in der Geschichte. Irgendwie so. Aber Broken Arrow ist, glaube ich, auch ein Film mit einer verlorenen Atombombe, oder? Bin mal gespannt, also was das für ein Game ist. Also die machen auf jeden Fall einen mega Hype drum, ne? Es sieht cool aus, muss man sagen. Also es sieht ganz nice aus, aber es ist nicht meine Welt. Ja, ein Klassiker, genau. Hatte ich letztens so eine Doku gesehen über eine Atombombe, die in Amerika ist. Also ein Bomber hat halt so eine Atombombe halt verloren und die ist halt im Vorgarten von so einem Typen gelandet. Und da ist ja auch viel TNT drin. Ne? Das TNT bringt dann ja irgendwie oder setzt irgendwie die Kettenreaktion in Gang. Ich weiß nicht genau, wie das funktioniert. Und hat da halt auch den ganzen Garten in die Luft gesprengt halt. Und es lag halt eine Atombombe im Garten. Jo. Das war irgendwie krass. Aber der hat ja jetzt nur eine Figur, ne, die er lenkt. Jetzt nicht wie bei den ganzen Mimimi-Games, wo du dann... Oder? Doch, nee, sind zwei. Ja, zwei. Okay. Ja, das ist halt... Mimimi macht das echt gut, ne? Und da hat man auf jeden Fall eine starke Konkurrenz.
We take it nice and slow into the bushes. Let's get them looking away.
Oops.
Ja, und Partisans ist auch so eine Art Spiel, ne? Finde ich auch ein ganz geiles Setting. Also ich glaube, es ist polnischer Widerstand. Irgendwie so. Auch so ein Spiel, was ich auf der Platte habe und nicht dazu komme, das mal zu zocken. Broken Arrow, Broken Arrow. Die Staffel 1 bis einschließlich erste Hälfte der dritten Staffel sind thematisch nicht chronologisch. So auch nach Episoden, Guides, googeln.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I would stress that we've hidden all the user interface just to make a sort of more clearly understood video today. But we do have a mode where characters can queue up orders, a tactical mode where characters can queue up orders, which are then executed simultaneously. So three characters can plan actions, and you'll have a movement action and an action which will then be executed simultaneously, and that works really well. Team at Creative Forge has done a great job on that because it's worked brilliantly from day one.
So, broken arrow.
Here we see an example of what you're referring to, of interacting with the environment. Hey, and
hast du gesehen? So gut. Oh Mann.
Stargate was a series.
Aber es ist schon interessant, Stargate als Setting zu nehmen und dann so eine Art von Spiel zu machen, wie man darauf kommt. Nicht, dass es nicht legitim wäre, aber es ist ja ungewöhnlich. Aber ich glaube, die Serie war auch wenig Raumkampf, oder? Das war auch immer so wie bei Star Trek auch, immer irgend so ein Außenteam, wo die ganze Führungsebene des Schiffes dann draußen war und sich gekloppt hat. Oder ist das so dämlich bei Star Trek, dass dann so der Kapitän, der erste Offizier, obwohl der bleibt ja manchmal sogar noch oben, dann noch irgendwie der schiffstechnische Offizier, der Wissenschaftsoffizier und der Doktor beamen sich zusammen runter. Denkst so, ja okay, und wenn die jetzt sterben, was macht dann der Rest? Und Shadow Tactics, ja, das meine ich ja, genau, diese ganzen Mimimi-Games. Shadow Tactics oder Desperados jetzt, ne? Beziehungsweise der Urvater halt Kommandos. Ja, meins ist es nicht. Habe ich mir auch irgendwie mal geholt. Shadow Tactics gab es, glaube ich, mal umsonst als Amazon Prime-Dings hier über Twitch. Aber ich habe es auch nie gespielt irgendwie. Obwohl es ein super geiles Game ist eigentlich, ne? Aber es ist nicht so meins. Und Stargate ist auch nicht so meins, muss ich leider sagen.
Give it replayability. People have to go back and replay levels, so there has to be more than one way of doing it.
Mein Hund, der liegt halt jetzt gerade, aber einen Stuhl mit Rollen und mein Hund, der liegt halt jetzt genau mit seinem Kopf an einer Rolle. Ich musste aufpassen jetzt, dass ich mich nicht bewege, sonst rolle ich dem über die Nase.
You know, where are we with development, and what is the plan for beta and for release of the game right now?
So we're pretty much content complete in terms of the levels. There are, I think, 13 of the 14 levels. The environments are complete now.
Okay. Environment complete.
So the game is pretty much playable from start to finish. As I said earlier, the biggest thing that's missing at the moment is the dialogue, particularly the
Tastenhauer, meinst du Partisans? Ja, das passt auch total zum Tastenhauer, ne? Der Historiker. Nee. Das ist auch der richtige Kanal, um das zu gucken. Ja, da muss ich auch mal wieder vorbeischauen. Mit dem habe ich auch schon ewig nicht mehr gequatscht. Was der so macht, weiß ich gar nicht. Er macht das auch immer schön beharrlich, dann macht er das immer weiter. Solche Nischenspiele. Das ist eine ganz große Stärke von ihm, finde ich. Glaube ich, ist auch ein ganz geiles, also ich gehe jetzt mal davon aus, dass du Partisans meinst, ne? Ist auch, glaube ich, echt ein ganz geiles Game. Zweites Quartal. Gut, in die Beta geht's.
I think it's supposed to be 2022, but you were saying July, you know. You were saying July. Next year, there's a big anniversary, Neil, for Stargate SG-1.
Next year is the 25th anniversary of the debut of Stargate SG-1 on our TV screens. So yes, we would love to get our release as close as possible to that milestone.
Yeah,
Shadow Tactics? Echt? Okay, das ist aber ein neueres Projekt, ne?
My hair have gone somewhere, but I don't know where exactly.
I was already working in video games when Stargate was first on our TV screens, alas, yes.
Yeah, but,
ach, im Stream gespielt, okay.
Neil, thank you very much.
Hat er nur so einen einmaligen Stream gemacht, oder was?
The game's coming along so nicely. The team at Creative Forge.
Auf jetzt, Broken Arrow. Was ist das denn?
This, you know, type of game.
Also für alle, die noch nicht so lange dabei sind, ja, Broken Arrow wird jetzt schon das ganze Event über so gehypt. Und die hatten hier vorhin einen kommenden U-Boot-Simulator eines Atom-U-Boots, Modern Naval Warfare, angekündigt von einem griechischen Entwicklerstudio, was mega gut aussieht, was für mich ein feuchter Traum ist. Und ich bin mega gespannt jetzt, was an Broken Arrow so viel geiler sein kann als dieses Game. Schauen wir mal. So, jetzt aber Broken Arrow. Komm. Good Quality Release ist doch ein schönes Stichwort, Schlusswort.
Right, guys, this was Stargate. This was, you know, the first bit of reveal we wanted to show. You know, you see that now there is an extra chair just beside
Ja, bestimmt macht er bestimmt regelmäßig.
Because it's time to showcase the next game, Broken Arrow. I'm again very excited to introduce this game to you today. Again, a game that we have announced in May during the Home of Wargamers event. And before we welcome our guest, I would say, you know, let's play again the trailer we have announced the game with back in May. And
Achso, ich kenne ihn noch nicht.
The gameplay, the trailer we've used back then.
In-Game Act. Also das ist schon mal immer ein Hinweis darauf, dass ein Game sehr gut aussieht. Oh. Wie in-game? Das ist in-game, oder was? Echt, ja? Russen, wa? Also, so die Fahrzeuge und so, es sieht cool aus, aber richtig beeindruckend sind die Infanteristen in ihrer Bewegung, ne? Also, wenn das wirklich in-game von einem Strategiespiel ist, alter Vater, ey. Naja, okay. Hat sich einer gedacht, so, jetzt ist mal Schluss mit lustig. Wir zünden einen Nuke.
This was Broken Arrow, and to talk about Broken Arrow, I've got here with me Felix Aber, Creative Director of Steel Balalaika.
Hello Marco, glad to be here.
Hello Felix.
Ne, das stand ja in-game, oder?
Good to see you. It's been, you know, 6-7 months ago we've announced the game, so you know, a lot of people have joined the Discord on Broken Arrow, quite a lot of people.
Yeah, we get every day tens of people coming in to our personal, our private Discord.
Wo gehst du denn hin?
Where everything started.
Ah, verabredet. Meine Freundin ist verabredet.
So really pleasing to see.
It's really exciting and
weiß das auch. Ja, das ist gut.
Before, you know, subscribe to the Discord, of course.
Jetzt sind wir unter uns.
You know, that's a good way to keep up to date with the game.
Grüß mal unbekannterweise.
Because not everyone may be familiar with Broken Arrow out there. Can you tell us what Broken Arrow is about?
Genau.
Yep. So Broken Arrow, this is real-time tactics / strategy game. It's set in a modern, realistic environment, so we're talking about 21st century warfare here.
Ist gut, dass er da Tactics sagt, ne? Ich finde dieses Wort Echtzeitstrategiespiel ist nie richtig. Es gibt kein Echtzeitstrategiespiel. Doch, Paradox Games.
This kind of system is that it's very inflexible, rigid. once the game has started, you cannot change your plan. So we have decided to bring some elements of the RTS in the mix to offer the player some more flexibility. So you have a simple economic system that allows you to bring reinforcements on the battlefield, call units back to the base.
Kommt vielleicht noch Draconis. Das war ja der Trailer von vor 7 Monaten. Also ich hoffe mal, wir sehen gleich noch Gameplay.
So we're not talking about the classic resource gathering and tech tree things. We are really focusing on combat still.
Well, to introduce to properly
Stabil.
Again, you brought us a nice
Unterschreibe ich.
clip, which works as an intro video for our talk. So let's take a look, and then we can come back and talk about the game more deeply.
Mal die Bierflasche hier aus dem Bild stellen. Okay. Ah, okay, das sieht aus wie Wargame. So ein bisschen, ne? Mhm. Naja. Sieht cool aus. Explosion. Also was mich wirklich beeindruckt hat, waren die Infanteristen. Ja? Also wenn man da ranzoomt und die bewegen sich wirklich so, wäre das ein Knaller. Ja, Häuser, gehen die kaputt? Nicht. Ah, das waren die Balken da eben, waren glaube ich keine Live-Balken, sondern hier dieser grüne Balken. Mach mal mit Mauspfeil. Hier. Zack. Ja. Das ist, boah krass, guck mal hier, das Artilleriefeuer. Das ist der Ladebalken sozusagen. Ich hoffe mal, die machen das nicht mit so Karten. Das finde ich bei Wargame ultra beschissen, dieses Deckbuilding, ey. Apache kommt auch im Februar bei Digital Combat Simulator, wird es auf B-Seiten Gaming geben. Feldhaubitzen. Ah, ist ein bisschen flott geschnitten. Broken Arrow wishlisten wir auch gleich, auf jeden Fall. Ja, nice music, hat er recht. Ah, cool.
That's great.
Hey, Evgeny.
So you see internal chats going on here. I've kind of seen that probably, the military experts.
Aber jetzt seid doch mal ehrlich, ja. Jetzt guckt euch mal die BlizzCon an, wo Diablo Immortal präsentiert wurde. Und jetzt guckt euch mal sowas an. Was ist denn irgendwie geiler, oder?
They already totalized 200, more than 200 units actually, just for these two nations. So we have infantry, vehicles, helicopters, planes, a few landing crafts. So yeah, quite a lot of units for these two nations.
Ich habe immer das Gefühl, die machen das Spiel, was sie selber gerne immer haben wollten. Oder?
Building your own deck. So let's start from here. We have 3 actual in-game.
Ja, finde ich auch. Sieht richtig gut aus.
From alpha footage. So
ja.
Everything we show today is very much alpha. So don't think this is final, but you'll already see some big hints of what the game's gonna look.
Yeah, we're showing the game as it is. So we recorded it like 2 weeks ago, I think.
2 weeks ago, yeah. So,
2 years, weeks.
So first bit, let's take a look at.
Frage ist halt, ob es ein übergeordnetes Element zu diesem Taktikkram gibt. Bei Wargame finde ich zum Beispiel, ich bin da halt nicht so ein Competitive Player, sondern ich brauche eine geile Kampagne, ne, bei so einem Spiel. Ich halte jetzt mal den Mund.
Learn their statistics, compare them. But what we will interest us more is something more dynamic, is the army builder part. So to create a new deck, you select one nation, so here the USA, and then you can see there are 4 specializations for each nation. They are different for each of them, and you have to select 2 of them. So 2 out of 4, that makes 6 possible combinations, 6 archetypes of decks. That will give the general
Deckbuilding.
shape of
Die machen Wargame nach.
Once you have selected
Das engt auch ein, dieses Deckbuilding, finde ich.
This is not over. You have 7 categories in the deck that have a different number of slots. and the number of slots depends on the specializations that you have selected. So these slots, you will put units in them.
Scheiße.
The number of slots is
Diese
like,
Deckbuilding-Kiste ist halt im Competitive Play so 1 gegen 1 oder 2 gegen 2 oder so in einer Schlacht irgendwie mega cool. Aber für eine Kampagne, finde ich, engt es unheimlich ein.
There is also a quantitative limitation, which is the number of points that you can put in each category.
Ja, schade. Das ist aber nicht meins, ne? Diese Deckkiste.
And depending on the price of the unit. So
ja, genau, da hat man wieder einen Preis und dann musst du wieder...
So you can have
ja, schade.
high variation of units, but if they are all very expensive, you will not be able to put a lot of them every time.
Okay, in the battlefield. And there's a lot of customization you need, because you said 200 units. These are only the base units, right? Then you can customize them.
Yes, exactly. I said 200 plus because I've stopped counting a moment ago. This doesn't include the specialization, of course. Like here, we have an Abrams tank changing the armor. Yeah, technically that's changing the statistics, but nobody will tell you.
Auch Wargame, ich fand's irgendwie immer geil, ja. Also so ist es nicht. Ich hab da Bock drauf, diese Einheiten über das Gefechtsfeld zu jagen. Aber ich brauche irgendwas, was diese Kämpfe miteinander verbindet. Und ich brauche nicht eine neue Mission und dann baue ich mir ein Deck. So, das ist irgendwie, ich will der Kommandeur sein, der eine Brigade oder ein Bataillon befehligt und das Bataillon nehme ich damit hin und dann bekomme ich Verstärkung von irgendeiner anderen Brigade oder so oder weiß ich nicht. Aber so ein Deck bauen, das ist irgendwie so wie Quartett und das stört meine Immersion, also meine persönliche Immersion immer total. Schade. Ich gucke mir das auf jeden Fall an, ne? Aber das ist quasi ein Wargame-Klon, ne? Und wie hieß der andere? Divisions, ne? Oder? Ist das so? Dieser Zweite Weltkrieg Wargame-Klon Divisions. Ich bin da nicht mit warm geworden, ey. Ich komme da einfach nicht mit klar.
I'm myself a big Magic player, and well, making your deck is a big part of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to see some more planes here as well. Building the models so that they can be modified. How hard is that?
Es kommt drauf an, wenn ich jetzt Magic, das Kartenspiel spiele, was ich auch cool finde, ja, klar, Deckbuilding und so, aber bei so einem Spiel, wo ich so in so einer tollen Grafik dann diesen Einheiten zuschaue, ich will da ja auch eintauchen, immersiv da reingehen und dann bin ich der General, der Bataillonskommandeur oder was auch immer und nicht der Quartettkartenspieler irgendwie. Und jedes Mal, wenn man dann eine Mission abgeschlossen hat und dann in die nächste kommt und dann baust du dir wieder ein neues Deck, aber anstatt jetzt wie bei Gravity Team Tactics oder so, ja, dann hast du deine angeschlagenen Truppen, die vom letzten Kampf noch über sind und wo du nicht mit Geld jetzt irgendwie oder mit irgendeiner Währung da drum. So, jetzt kommen wir zu dem Paradox-Ding. Ich bringe dich heute noch dazu, über Paradox zu schimpfen. Nicht öfter oder viel erwähnen. Ja, Kreuz, hau doch mal einen raus. Komm. Lass es raus. Genau, bei Magic gehört das dazu, genau, ja. Ich bin nicht per se dagegen halt, sondern genau, da gehört es dazu. Und dann macht das auch Spaß und dann baut man halt sein Deck, aber ich finde schon so Basenbau bei so einem Echtzeit-Strategiespiel, also eigentlich müsste es ja richtig Echtzeit-Taktikspiel heißen, schon merkwürdig, dass du Basen baust und dann kommen da immer so Truppen raus. Also, wie lange dauert es denn, so einen Soldaten zu bauen? Na, okay. Damit kann ich irgendwie noch zähneknirschend lesen, aber mit so einem Deckbau. Und guck mal, wie cool das aussieht. Das ist doch schade. Ja. Aber ich werde es mir trotzdem angucken und ich werde es auch trotzdem zocken, natürlich, ne? Aber es ist... Und bei Division 2 haben die ja so ein bisschen was an der Kampagnenkarte auch gemacht. Und ich brauche immer eine gute Kampagne, weil ich so Games eher als Singleplayer spiele, weil das andere mir zu frustig ist und ich nicht die Zeit habe, so ein Nerd da zu werden in dem Game. Und dann hast du so eine geile Kampagnenkarte, aber am Ende des Tages baust du dann immer so ein Deck. Das ist immer so ein Bruch im Spielfluss, finde ich. Oder du machst ein reines Competitive Multiplayer Game, das ist auch okay, ja. So wie bei Total War zum Beispiel. Das ist ja letzten Endes auch ein Deckbuilding, wenn du so willst, ja, bei diesen Multiplayer-Schlachten. Aber stell dir das doch jetzt mal bei der Kampagnenkarte vor, ne? So ein bisschen ist es ja auch so, oder? Nee, es ist aber nochmal anders. Nee, es ist anders, weil du die Truppen dann nach einer Schlacht auch genauso mitnimmst und so. Ach, mach ich wieder auf. Ich dachte, jetzt kommen hier noch so ein paar Trigger zu Paradox, aber... Aber wegen Paradox, ich glaube mit Victoria, das hört sich alles ganz gut an. Obwohl bei Hearts of Iron hat sich auch einiges gut angehört. Aber auf Victoria freue ich mich. Und Stellaris ist auch ganz cool mittlerweile, glaube ich. Aber Stellaris ist auch kein echtes Paradox-Spiel, oder? Das ist nur von Paradox gepublished, kann das sein?
How we did these videos, we created scenarios with the editor that we showed previously. We played them and we recorded them and
sieht cool aus, muss man sagen.
What you have. So it's really
ja, achtet mal drauf, wie hier so der Rauch zwischen den Bäumen so emporsteigt und so. Sieht cool aus. Aber mit ein bisschen Bodennebel hier und so. Aber es ist halt ein Wargame-Klon, 1:1. Schade. Und mein Highlight war bis leider echt Naval Warfare, Modern Naval Warfare. War echt mein absolutes Highlight.
Modern Warfare is that the battlefields are huge, right? So you've got to think about this long-range weapons, and it's not like, you know, World War II close encounter and such.
Aber trotzdem cool, dass Slitherinhe jetzt auch so ein paar Grafikknaller dann im Portfolio hat, ne? Schon geil. Von Total War, Rekrutierst du die Truppen, ja auch. Auch nicht immer wieder von vorne an, so genau, ja. Ja. Und wenn du dann noch diese Elite-Regimente hast oder so, ja, dann hast du irgendwie so eine Verbindung irgendwie und nimmst das alles so mit und es ist alles so ein Fluss und nicht immer so ein Cut, Deckbau, Schlacht, gewonnen, yeah. Und dann wieder Deckbau für 600 Credits kannst du jetzt Einheiten kaufen. Ich habe halt die Einheiten auf dem Gefechtsfeld, die ich da habe. Ich kann die nicht... Wie kauft man denn Truppen auf dem Schlachtfeld? Wie komisch. Es ist was legitim ist zum Balancing in der Multiplayer-Schlacht einfach, dass du halt bestimmte Punktzahl hast und starke Einheiten sind teuer, schlechte Einheiten sind billig. Und dann kann man ein Game gut balancen, aber in einer Kampagne engt das einfach ein, finde ich. Ich freue mich auf das Apache DLC bei DCS. Stellar, echt, ja? Ist das von Paradox entwickelt?
This is possible thanks to these buttons. In fact, we didn't demonstrate them because we play in one time, but they are already functional. Then you have on the bottom right, when you select unit, you see the action panel, which is popping sometimes. This is where you give all the orders to your units.
Ganz cool, dass das Interface immer so ausgeblendet ist, ne? Wenn er die Einheit anklickt, dann kommt so ein ganz schönes, schlankes Interface hier. Das gefällt mir sehr gut. Das ist schon cool.
Regroups the information about your units. You can manage each weapons When a weapon has multiple types of ammunition, you can manage the types of ammunition here. So if you want, for instance, to avoid shooting your missiles, you turn off the missiles and just use the machine gun, for instance, or generally the tank shells. Yeah, so that's management of the unit itself. The little picture you see is placeholder. It's either always an Abrams tank or some work in progress art.
Yeah, I noticed that.
So some of the assets here are still missing. And in the bottom left, this is our debug menu, where with all here it's open, where you see all the next tools that are still being developed, but couldn't yet be put in the interface properly. Yeah. So elevation tool, line of sight tool, that kind of thing, plus real debugs that we're using for development.
And you were saying on the left-hand side, your purchase menu.
Das sieht mega geil aus, muss man echt sagen. Und das Interface finde ich Hammer.
Well, not really. It's just
cool.
It's a long topic, so okay. I wanted to go over the general
that makes sense.
idea.
You said this is made with the editor. You started as an editor, right? A game editor. That's how
that's how I entered in the video game world because myself I started making my own missions on Operation Flashpoints 20 years ago. That's how I started creating things with video games, and I never stopped then. And now, that's why I want to offer to new people, to new players, the same tool that I used to start to express my creativity. And
habe ich es richtig verstanden, dass er bei Operation Flashpoint mitgearbeitet hat vor 20 Jahren?
A new generation of video game designers with these tools. So
yeah, that's really cool. I mean, one of the things I would stress again is that this is alpha, so what you see is what is the actual state of development now, but there's a ton of things missing, right?
Yeah, I when I watch the video myself, I only see the bugs.
Ja, Kampagne interessiert mich jetzt halt mal, ne?
Some of them are already corrected, like we recently added some effects when the helicopter are crashing, like the tail rotor in flames with the black smoke explosion well, the video was recorded 2 weeks ago, so at one point you have to stop because the game is always improving every week. So yeah, for me it's like, oh, we already corrected that. If only this show was 2 weeks later, this would have been so much better. But it's a never-ending story.
Absolutely, no. It's great that we can actually see this because I don't know what the comments are in the chat right now, and I wish I could read what people are saying, but. When I see Broken Arrow and when I see the stuff you send over, I can really see that you've got an eye for, making things happen at the same time, make them look spectacular and cool. So you're hiding what is missing very, very, very well here, but still show a lot of what the game is going to be about.
What is interesting for the players, I think, they didn't see until now is really the scale of the game. Some people
mal gucken, was der Chat macht.
Because we say tactic strategy, it's a bit people don't know what we're talking about.
Kommt da diese lustigen Sprüche her, die sie immer vorlesen?
Controlling soldiers one by one, window by window in the city. Some of them expect something like a global strategy where you manage the resources of your country. So the advantage of this video is that it will help people visualize more the scale that we've chosen for the game, the distance of engagement. For instance, these tanks they are shooting over more than 1 kilometer.
Guys start saying fuck Eugen in French.
These things, they will help people visualize. And that's absolutely a lot of question we had from the community members on Discord. How is it gonna be? How is it gonna be? So here it is. Yeah, that gives you a better understanding of that.
When we're saying we're alpha right now, when is it that you think the game is going to hit beta? And I'm not asking when the game's releasing because you don't like that question.
I don't like any question about delay. Whatever. No, the beta. Generally, here we are at a state where the game can be shown. The next step is of course the moment where the game is ready to be
naja, keine Posts von Wert. Da gefällt mir unser Chat besser.
That people won't crash too much. When we have balanced things in a
okay, dunkle Modus, wo
enjoy the feeling of the game and not just stumble upon all the placeholder values that we've put everywhere. Because at the moment when we integrate units, it's like, okay, copy paste the tank.
So that they stop doing wargame.
Change the 3D model. Okay, next tank. That's the way you integrate things in a development.
Well, tell us Q2, Q3 for beta, Q2 probably.
Well, probably Q2 for the beta. Generally, that's it. It's when we receive from the player
now I have come all over the PC.
When they play it and not when they see it crash or when they.
Das ging mir bei dem U-Boot-Simulator so.
So it's really it's the moment. When you're in the development, at one point you stop seeing the problems because you're too much involved. And that's the moment where you need an outside view of your game, an outside criticism that tells you this is wrong, this is right. I want this,
Headbreaker rein.
And you need an outside view of your game.
So, oder?
To tell you this is wrong, this is right. I want this, not this. And until now.
Jetzt wollte ich gerade schreiben, na du Vogel, kann man nicht machen, ne? Na Kollege.
Hey, Basti. Schön, dass du da bist. Freut mich. Ja, ich bin noch da. Ich bin noch auf das letzte große Announcement gespannt. Und wie geht's dir? Mir geht's soweit ganz okay wieder. Und dir? Du bist fit, hoffe Familie geht's gut. Das freut mich zu hören.
Was war das? Modern Naval Warfare, oder? Nicht mega.
Hoffe, dem Hund geht's auch gut.
Flasht.
Und lässt sich nicht unterkriegen.
Der Nachfrage.
Ja, bin ich auch sehr drauf gespannt, tatsächlich. Wird ja noch eine Weile hin sein, aber bin auch sehr gespannt. Ist auch einer der Titel, der mich heute mit am meisten interessiert hat. Und gerade das Multiseating finde ich interessant. Wenn dann wirklich mit 4, 5 Mann dann da auf der Kommandobrücke rumdümpelst. Da bin ich sehr gespannt drauf, wie sich das spielt. Aber wird noch eine Weile hin sein. Also ich bin ein wenig skeptisch mit Quartal 3 bis 4. Wir schauen mal. Mein persönlicher Tipp ist ja eher... Ja, super gerne. Also mein Tipp ist ja eher Quartal 1, 23. Aber ich bin, wie gesagt, ein Schwarzseher.
Wieder zu Slitherinhe.
Ja, wäre auf jeden Fall witzig, wenn man da mit 2, 3 Leuten auf der Brücke und dann
viel Spaß noch.
Am besten auch jemanden, der Ahnung hat, also ich nicht. So, dann bin ich jetzt gespannt. Ein Announcement sollte ja noch kommen. Ja, alles klar, ne, Basti, viel Spaß. War schön, dass du reingeguckt hast, hat mich sehr gefreut. Wünsche dir noch einen schönen Abend. Und wir müssen mal wieder quatschen, ne? Also, mach's gut.
Quatschen mal. Quatschen mal. So. Das ist ein guter. Guckt euch den Kanal ruhig mal an. Headbreaker. Auf YouTube als auch bei wie heißt das? Twitch. Der hat viel Ahnung, der Typ. Das ist ein guter. Laut genug?
when that started, when the trailer started, I ran to the screen in the back to see what people were saying about us announcing Star Trek.
Genau, der Restreame.
And so for this one.
Müsste man eigentlich mal so, das ist wie so ein Kettenbrief, muss man einfach so ein paar Streamer hintereinander machen.
We didn't want to leave you without an after the teaser.
Mein Hund schläft hier so süß zu meinen Füßen.
So don't leave us after the teaser is finished, because we're going to be back in the main stage with Mark from Epsom. Hopefully he's not going to be naked, as hinted before, and he is going to talk us through about this game. So let me introduce you to this last teaser trailer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Ah. Nee, Oklahoma City passt jetzt nicht in das, was ich mir gerade vorgestellt habe. Terminator oder was? Terminator.
This is probably the most exciting teaser trailer I've
Aber bin ich gut oder bin ich gut?
Over the last 20 plus years of career in the industry. I am so happy.
Das waren halt original die Laserschüsse, ne, aus diesen Terminator-Szenen.
Terminator, a Dark Fate strategy game, and to talk about it.
Und dann die Resistance spielt man dann, oder was?
Steve from Epsom is joined by Ian McNeil as well, who's going to wrap things up with me later. Mark, Ian, this is Terminator Dark Fate Defiance. Mark, you're the producer.
Ist ja diese ganzen alten Herrschaften, die hoffentlich bedeutend älter sind als ich. Das ist eine Generation, die kommen aus einer Zeit, wo ganz viel im Kopf stattfand. Ne? Man hat Tabletop gespielt, Brettspiele, auch mal ein Computerspiel, das sah aber immer hässlich aus. Also man musste immer mit dem Kopf dabei sein. Und jetzt können die, glaube ich, technisch so die Sachen wahrmachen, die sie immer geil fanden. Wisst ihr, was ich meine? Und ich glaube, das macht viel aus.
I mean, the game, it's real-time strategy. It's like a focus on combat.
Okay.
There's no base building whatsoever. There's a lot of narrative. There's a lot of story. The story's been sort of helped along the way with a lot of feedback from Skydance, who obviously own the property.
Filmtipp.
The core is fighting.
Es war jetzt der einzige Terminator, den ich in O-Ton gesehen habe, Terminator 3. In O-Ton. Habt ihr Terminator schon mal in O-Ton gesehen? Unbedingt mal machen. Gibt's bestimmt bei Netflix, einfach mal auf Audio Englisch schalten. Ihr lacht euch tot. Es ist so hart. Der Terminator mit diesem österreichischen Dialekt, unbezahlbar.
And on this storyline that you go through over these missions, you meet various factions, you meet the resistance, obviously, you meet various cartels of humans, but obviously there's this wall of Terminators. It's the Dark Fate universe, so it is Legion that you're defeating, and so there's
Wie lange geht denn das? Bis 8, ne? Eine knappe Stunde noch.
The sort of bipedal Terminator unit, you've got hunter-killer aerial units, you've got large HK tanks, so you're facing off against. It's like it's quite gritty. It's gritty. Hard, but then the devs have only just put in the difficulty level, so we now have an easy mode in a build we literally got a couple of days ago. But it's great, yeah. You
spent about a month trying to finish the second mission at one point, didn't you?
There was a mission that was killing me, yes, yeah. But it's like so exciting, and I mean, there's obviously the teaser trailer that we've shown. I don't know if we're allowed to show any of the gameplay at all.
I think we're going to probably The teaser trailer hinted about Oklahoma City. The game is set in the southern U.S., north of Mexico area. In the first, that's the Future Wars. So we've got a clip, 1 minute clip of we call a flyby that shows some action happening in Oklahoma City. Take a look.
In-game jetzt. Auch coole Grafik, ne? Slitherinhe, die alte Grafikhure. Ach, guck mal, da seilt sich einer ab. Habt ihr gesehen? Gucke.
So yeah, that was some action. A lot going on.
Before, but there's just so much happening. You can't follow everything. You need to watch it through a few times to really pick it all up.
Yeah, that's right.
It's
so we try to stick with a lot of the aesthetics of the sort of the various Terminator movies. So the city, there was obviously a destroyed city, which is your classic Terminator. But in the game, we do travel to vastly diverse environments. So anywhere from sort of forests through to sort of deserts, through to kind of there's even like suburbia that you're moving through. Destroyed suburbia. But yeah, there's different places you're kind of seeing, which is quite different.
One of the things that
as well.
we were talking about on Stargate and on Starship Troopers and other games as well, as this idea of being.
Ja, für alle, die gerade eingeschaltet haben, mir geht es gerade um einen neuen Slitherinhe-Release, Echtzeit-Strategiespiel im Terminator-Setting.
Depending on the factions, you might find a mission level where there's 3 human factions at play, and also Legion and the Terminators. And depending how you play the factions, some of them might be Marauders that you can team up with to get better equipment. Some of them might be Resistance that may give you a little bit more manpower, but they've got they're more sort of trucks that sort of got armor strapped to them with sort of guns strapped to the back of them. Or you might be sort of moving more with the Founders. They're sort of slightly high tech. They've got sort of pulse weaponry going as well. And depending on who you kind of side with on each mission, kind of does dictate how the path goes for each mission. So yeah.
How many missions are we talking about in the game?
Mich interessiert immer die Kampagne, ne? Also ich bin ja auch nicht so ein Echtzeitstrategie-Typ, aber es kann geil sein, ja. Aber wie sind die einzelnen Missionen miteinander verwoben? So, das ist immer das, was mich interessiert.
2 hours plus to play. And again, as I sort of say, it depends who you side with, how that can end up. And you can replay and get a fairly different feel of game as you play through those.
One of the things I heard many times in the previous internal presentations we've done is that your objectives at the beginning of the mission are probably not the real objective that you'll end up playing for towards the end of the mission, and that's how story-driven the game is.
That's right. Yeah, I mean the Oklahoma level that is the only level we're showing today. That starts off. You're sort of going to Oklahoma. You know that there is a Legion force somewhere, but you're looking for survivors in the sort of the destroyed city, and it ends up with a huge Legion underground base being uncovered as you sort of play through it.
Legion sind die Widerstandskämpfer oder was?
And again, I mean that changes. Every single mission is very different. It's kind of there are Legion convoys. I don't really want to spoil the story or what we're going here.
Yeah.
Really.
Well,
So
we
scared to say anything. I'm not sure what we're
Aber wie sind die strategisch oder operativ miteinander verbunden? Ne? Hast du einen Progress, dass du die Einheiten mit also mitnimmst? So eine Söldnertruppe, die du hast du Ressourcen, hast du ja Gebiete, die du eroberst, verlierst oder so. Das ist immer unheimlich wichtig für mich. Ne? Einfach so eine Kampagne, wo du einfach Missionen hast, die durch eine Story verbunden sind. So.
You've even got kind of these huge diggers pulling kind of weaponry, huge kind of artillery units. And of course, you have Legion as well, so you can also play as the Terminators. And
okay, auch cool.
There are new units that you'll be seeing. There'll be sort of some of the classic ones in there as well.
Kann man als Governator spielen.
So it's a lot of fun.
Ja, also wirklich mein Filmtipp, Terminator im O-Ton. Also wirklich, es gibt wenig Sachen, die lustiger sind als der Governator mit seinem österreichischen Dialekt, der als Roboter spricht. Brutal.
Because they are an incredibly talented team, Mark, they have sent us a playthrough of some bits of the Oklahoma City mission.
Have they? That's good.
Stuff that you haven't been able to see because you weren't able to actually reach that point in the mission.
Ja, 3/4 Stunde haben wir noch. Also da, ich weiß nicht, da geht da jetzt noch irgendein Kracher oder? Ich glaube, ne? Muss ja noch was kommen.
You'll be seeing the game in action just right there now.
Naja, cool, jetzt mal richtiges Gameplay. Auch wieder ein geiles Interface. Sehr ähnlich, ne? Nicht ganz so schlank wie das von Broken Arrow, aber auch vom Stil finde ich schön, wenn sich ein Interface so zurücknimmt. Gebäude zerstörbar? Doch, da ist was gebröckelt. War schon imposant. Da die Mannequin. Brauchst du ein Last-Minute-Geschenk? Nö. Nehmen wir mal an. Nö, brauch ich nicht. Geh weg. Geh weg aus meinem Stream. Verschwinde. Ins Gebäude. Kann man die Kamera drehen? Würde mich mal interessieren. Es gibt manchmal Spiele, wo man das nicht kann. Bei dieser Art finde ich immer ein bisschen doof dann. Sieht schon ganz nice aus, ne?
I guess who was expecting this today?
Well, we weren't.
That's pretty exciting, is it, guys? Ian, we have.
It looks awesome.
We have gone through quite a lot today. I guess 4 hours of announcements and things. What does it leave, to you? I mean, you are guiding the company into the next phase. I guess the tools are here to make it pretty successfate.
Aber das Slitherine jetzt Franchises, Terminator, Stargate, Starship Troopers hat, ist schon irgendwie abgefahren, ne? Muss man echt sagen.
we were seeing earlier.
Battlestar Galactica.
Watching these streams, so yeah, the target is to reach out to new audiences. The games are getting better. You can see quality.
Schon Science-Fiction-Schwergewichte, wirklich.
Thank you,
geht der Stream noch?
Mark,
ich glaube bis ich glaube 19 Uhr englische Zeit, das müsste Lerum Larum 20 Uhr unserer Zeit sein. Hältst du noch so lange durch?
It's a truly incredible game that we've got in house. We've got just a few seconds left, so I'm going to say goodbye to. Do you want to say something more, Ian?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, Marco, huge thanks to you and everyone there. The amount of effort it took to organise this is incredible. This is not something you throw together in a few days. It's taken weeks or months of planning, and the amount of sheets and planning boards and just the organisation it's taken to organise all of this, it's incredible. So huge thank you to you and the rest of the team and everyone that helped out here and in Italy to get it all sorted. And all the developers, obviously, who worked with us to provide all the materials. It's been a huge effort by everybody.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the development teams especially, they have to drop, sometimes they have to drop what they're doing and just focus on something else. And sometimes it's not their, cup of tea. They have not, been thinking about it. They didn't plan to do this. So a huge thanks goes out to the developers who have helped us immensely in putting this together, the producers. I am going to now say goodbye to Epsom for now, and I'm going to join my colleagues back in the community room for a final goodbye. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Ian. Thank you, David, Neil, Annie, everyone who's joined us from Epsom. I really, really hope to see you soon. Have a great Christmas party this week, and just broadcast it live on Twitch. You might be successful.
Maybe. Thanks, Marco.
Thank
Hope
you.
to see you soon.
Bye. Okay, let me join the guys in the community room now and for a final goodbye.
Ich habe nicht mehr rechtzeitig zurück. Wir lesen es mal wieder. Ja, machen wir. Oder TS, genau. Ja, bei mir ist ja soweit alles am Start. Ich muss jetzt nochmal Nee, der Stream funktioniert ja auch so ohne irgendwelche super Effekte vielleicht, aber er funktioniert ja, also sollte eigentlich losgehen. Ach, da ist die süße Maus wieder.
Hey guys, yeah? Adriana, come here. She wasn't gonna come.
I'm your holiday treat.
She's shy. And Bruno, our director, who's behind the scenes, coming.
Thanks
guys for joining us. I really want to give some praise to this fantastic team who helped put everything together. It's been countless hours and weekends and things. So make sure that you give a big round of applause to these guys and to everyone out there. Thanks for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the show. And come to see us tomorrow at tea time at 4 p.m. UK time, where we're going to answer a part of your questions if you've got some, I guess. And we've got half an hour with you. Make sure that you join us there. Bye.
Scheint fertig zu sein. Good job, Slitherinhe. Jetzt kann ich mal irgendwie so machen. Mach ich mal groß. Mit Greenscreen, oh, das ist ja irgendwie blöd. Ne, machen wir da wieder so. Ja, da ist alles Work in Progress, sag ich mal, ne? Ja, ihr Lieben. Ja, war echt ein geiles Event, muss ich sagen. Ja. War ein geiles Event, muss ich sagen. Ich werde mich auch mal verabschieden und weiter hier an meinem Arbeitsplatz arbeiten. Und Nachbarn an der Tür. Was denn? Werde mich mal verabschieden und weiter an meinem Kram hier. Ich hoffe mal, dass ich morgen oder übermorgen dann Pathfinder Kingmaker endlich aufnehmen kann. Aber eigentlich sollte es ja soweit funktionieren. Ich bin auch soweit wieder genesen von meiner Impfung. Also von daher. Ich wünsche euch noch einen schönen Abend und ja, B-Seiten Gaming ist wieder am Start, würde ich sagen. In diesem Sinne, bleibt gesund und bis bald. Euer Basti. Ciao, ciao. Jetzt muss ich hier noch auf Stopp drücken, oder was? Ja, okay. Ich glaube, ich muss auf Beenden. Also jetzt. Ja. Ach da, Stream beenden. So jetzt.